träffa en intressant person. Jag ska alldeles strax prata lite grann med Dag Albert. För detta landslagsryttare för Sverige. Han led OS i Atlanta 96 med Nice and Easy. OS i Peking 08 med Tubber Rebel. Och Dag, han är ju nu shift equip för irländska laget. Och det är alltid intressant när vi har så duktiga svenskar som dels har ridit på den högsta nivån själva, men också då fortsätter sin karriär och hjälper yngre ryttare till vidare framgångar. Så nu ska jag prata lite grann med Dag och så ska vi få höra vad han tycker om livet och vad han tycker om banan här i Segersjö. Välkommen Dag, härligt att se dig.
Tack ska du ha.
Först och främst Dag, hur har du det själv nu för tiden? Vi saknar dig på banorna, vad gör du? Det är ju väldigt roligt att få tillbaka här till Sverige. Hur länge har vi bott i England? Ja, men vi pratar extremt bra svenska måste jag säga. Jag tror att du tränar lite grann i England, så kan du snacka det. Du
okej så jag för att du är på plats.
repen eller liknande så måste ni alltså följa deras anmaningar. Inga lösa hundar på banan. Alla hundar som befinner sig på området ska vara kopplade. Därför att de här hästarna kommer i en väldigt hög hastighet och hundar tycker det är ganska roligt att jaga dem. Och vi kan inte stoppa ryttarna utan ni får försöka hålla tag i era hundar. Som sagt var, gå gärna runt banan och titta på de här fantastiska hindren som är designade av Pro Eventing, och bandesigner är ju Erik Winter, men det är alltså Pro Eventing som har, och teamet där som har byggt de här fantastiska hindren. Det bästa när man går en terrängbana, det är faktiskt att gå den baklänges. Man möter ryttarna så man ser var ryttarna kommer någonstans och man kan hålla sig undan. Och som sagt var, lyssna och befinna er på rätt sida repen. Det här är ju en fantastisk sport, och för er som inte är så insatta så vill jag berätta att man rider ju alltså 3 moment i fälttävlan. Ryttarna har under torsdagen och fredagen genomfört dressyrprov, och det är ju 2 klasser, så en 2-stjärnig och en 3-stjärnig. Det innebär ju då att young riderna rider lite svårare dressyrprov än vad juniorerna gör. Och idag då så har vi den här spektakulära terrängritten där det gäller för ryttarna att vara inom optimaltiden och även felfria på hinder. Imorgon kommer de sedan att genomföra ett banhoppningsprov här inne på den gröna stora arenan. Och det vet alla vi som har varit i Segersjö i många år, att just hoppningen fäller väldigt stort avgörande här. Det är svårt att hoppa inne på den här banan av någon anledning, och dessutom kommer det vara mycket nerver imorgon med tanke på att det är lagtävlan. Så har ni möjlighet så kom gärna tillbaka imorgon och titta på den här spektakulära banhoppningen som kommer att avgöra alltså vilka som blir europeiska mästare i fälttävlan för juniorer och young rider 2021. Ja, Sverige har ju tyvärr inget lag för unga ryttare, utan vi har 2 svenska ryttare som rider individuellt i den här klassen. Alexander Sen och Tuva Rosenkrantz. De kommer lite senare idag.
So, ladies and gentlemen, we welcome you all back after our lunch break, and we are just 10 minutes away from our first horse starting in the Young Rider European Championships, and we are very excited. We have 41 competitors to take on this fantastic horse designed by Eric Winters, and we're very lucky to have our ground jury with us today, and our judges, Anna-Mette Binder from Denmark, Dr. Joachim Dimmick from Germany, and from Ireland, Joanne Jardin, who are here just keeping an eye on things, making sure everything runs smoothly. All horses and riders are always in their safest possible position, and that everything runs smoothly. So like I said, we are just 9 minutes away from our first horse. So just some information for all our riders and team members who already know this information, but we have 35 jumping efforts and 24 numbered fences, and the total distance of this three-star course is 4,400 meters with a speed of 550 meters per minute. The optimum time is 8 minutes flat, so that's just 8 minutes to tackle this course designed by Eric Winters. 24 numbered fences, and then the time limit is 16 minutes flat. So what looks like a great course. So our start is where it was earlier. We jumped the first two fences the same, the third fence in the woods is the same, but this time our young riders hang a right and they go over the road, and they have 3 more jumping efforts to tackle on that side, and of which are fantastically designed. And ask a few questions early on. We have a big hanging log or tree trunk downhill to a ditch and back uphill to another tree trunk, and then you swing back around, come back across the road, and then come into that bottom right hand corner and you look down towards the horse lorries where our juniors were earlier. You swing over big fly fence with a ditch in front of it, and then they swing left and then back up into the main arena where we have again ABC combination, and then they leave the main arena out towards the main house and jumping some great combinations. It's a great water complex. We're going to call it the Land Rover complex, where they jump an armchair into the water and then have to jump out of the water up into a boathouse, out, and then they have a third fence after that, and numerous fences up around the house with some big hedges, and then we have a second water fence as well. And then after they come back past what we were calling the red houses earlier, they come back into sight towards the main arena, where you can see just behind the main arena, behind the big screen, there's a combination where they have to jump up a bank, go through a castle, and have 3 jumping questions there before they then swing right-handed back towards the finish. So it's looking to be a fantastic competition. We have some really good riders who have come from the ranks from ponies, from juniors, and now at young riders. So looking down to the start list, we have some scores which are fantastic from yesterday's dressage. I think this is going to be a great test to see where each team and each individual lies going into tomorrow's third day of show jumping.
Ja, som min kollega Tom så målande beskriver så ska jag ryttarna nu då alldeles strax alltså an den här fantastiska terrängbanan designad av Erik Winter. Det är en bana som består av 24 hinder, 35 språng. Distansen är 4400 meter och ryttarna ska rida en hastighet av 550 meter per minut för att klara optimaltiden som är 8 minuter exakt. Det blir spännande för oss alla. Det finns en hel del svårigheter här ute på banan. Vi ska lotsa er igenom banan så småningom när vi släpper iväg första ryttarna här ut på den här fantastiskt fina terrängbanan. I ledningen efter dressyren igår har vi ju för tyskan Annalina Schafft, Fairy Tale med fantastiskt fina 21,5. På andra plats Anouk Cantelou från Frankrike på Daniel del Impermeable 23,8. Och på tredje plats inför terrängen Greta Busacker i Tyskland. Också fina 24,1. Fjärde placerad efter dressyren Thierry van Reine, Holland, Classic Royetta. 28,3 har de med sig ut i terrängen.
So just following on from what Tina was saying, just to list our top 5 individual riders coming forward after doing fantastic dressage tests yesterday. So out in the lead at the moment on a score of 21.5 we have for Germany Annalina Schafft, and she rides a fantastic horse, Fairy Tale. And a close second for France is Anouk Cantelou riding Daniel the Impermeable on a score of 23.8. In third place at the moment we have for Germany yet again is Greta Busacker and Scramble OLD, and in third place for the Netherlands Thierry van Reine, and he rides Classic Royetta. So our top 4, and then taking up our 5th top place at the moment is Libussa Lübbeke riding Darcy F, who will be our first rider on the course in about 3 minutes time.
Då är det alltså bara några minuter innan vi har ekipage ute på banan. Återigen då till publiken, var vänliga och respektera hinderdomarna. Håll era hundar kopplade och bara njut av den härliga upplevelsen när ni ser de här fantastiska ryttarna storma förbi.
So, ladies and gentlemen, here we go. Our first rider is making their way to the start gate for this Young Rider European Championships here in Segersjö, Orobo 2021. And it is for Germany. And this time is Libussa Lübbeke, and he is riding Darcy F. It's a beautiful 10-year-old bay mare by the great by the great stallion Larimar, and an Esteban mare. They come on, they join us here on a great dressage score, 28.3.
Alldeles strax då släpper vi iväg första ryttarinnan ut på banan för Tyskland, Libussa Lübbeke, som alltså ligger 5 efter dressyren med 28,3. Libussa är 20 år gammal från Warendorf i Tyskland. Hon rider här alltså 10-åriga hästen Darcy F. Ett stå efter Larimar och så kommer förbundsinisten Esteban.
And we are away, ladies and gentlemen. Our first rider on the course, as we were saying, is for Germany. This is Libussa. Libussa is 20 years of age, coming from Warendorf in Germany. And this is a beautiful 10-year-old by that great star Larimar, who has produced some great horses at eventing and show jumping. So looking down through the results over the last year, he had a bronze medal in the German Championship in the young riders last year in 2020. And he had a 22nd place finish in his first 4-star in Stragholm in Poland in 2020, posting a double clear, which is a clear around show jumping and a clear around cross country, or the other way around. And he has had many 3-star placings. So he brings a lot of experience to this team, and he has set the pace well, and he is clear over fences 1 and 2 so far. And it's gone out of sight now into the woods, where they will go through the woods. They have one fence, and then they hang a right and cross the road, where they then have 4 more jumps to do out of sight, but we will keep you posted the whole way through.
En snäll början naturligtvis för ekipagen. De första 3 hindren ska ju vara igångsättningshinder, men sen kommer frågorna på rad. 4A och B är en kombination med en ganska rejäl uppförsbacke och en djup landning, och sen har man ett smal hinder bakom, 23 meter bakom. Efter det en lång galoppsträcka fram till 5A och B som är ett räcke som man landar i vatten, och därefter en svårighet till 6A till C som är byggt som en coffin med hinder och dike emellan.
So Libussa is clear over fences 3, 4A and B and making his way onto fence 5A and B. Fence 4AB, ladies and gentlemen, is a stone top skinny fence, 5 strides, then down to another skinny. And fence 5A and B is a water splash. They jump, go through the water, and then they have another skinny obstacle coming out of the water. And then they will swing left-handed. They then, like I mentioned earlier, they have a tree trunk, down a bit of a slope to a ditch, pop over the ditch, up 1 stride to another tree trunk. So Libussa just having 1 refusal at fence 5A, which is that first water complex. So he will represent.
Tyvärr ett stopp alltså i första vattenhindret för Libussa. 5A, där har hon haft ett stopp. Vi återkommer med hur hon klarar resten.
So he represents, pops it clear, pops the second part fine, and goes on to fence 6A, B and C, clear all the way. So he'll be swinging left-handed now, back to fence 7, which is just a simple fence, bit of a let-up fence as we call it. Then he'll cross back over the road to what looks like a small, well, it's a narrow enough bush fence coming back in then into sight along the canter track, and they'll be coming through those bales at the bottom right-hand corner down where those horse lorries are parked.
Libussa har alltså hoppat till och med hinder 8, tyvärr då ett fel med sig från 5A då, där räcket, och sen landar man i vatten. Nu ser vi henne komma ut här på arenan.
So Libussa Lübbeke for Germany and Darcy F come back into sight, and they will take on this big fly fence at 9 with the ditch in front, jumps that no problem, and is galloping towards us here at control. So our next starter, it is for the Netherlands, and this is another team rider. This is Beau Posthumus, and he is riding Smokey, this Irish sport horse, 11-year-old by the great sire Quidam out of Alekia. And this is bred by James McHugh and owned by Posthumus. So we wish them the very best luck as they jump fence 1 and make their way up to fence 2.
Och då ser ni Libussa klarade av kombinationen här inne på arenan på ett alldeles utmärkt sätt. De 3 hindren vi har framför tälten.
So the first rider for Team Germany coming through the main arena, jumping that combination perfectly. Fence 10, A, B and C on that bending line, did it in great style. So he gallops on then to the next fence. We call that the watermill fence, and then just up on that mound on fence 12, just leaves a bit of a back end, and the back end comes quite high, but our German rider sits very still and makes it look very easy, and gallops on now to the fence, crossing the avenue, which will be fence 14. It's that drop fence across the avenue like we saw earlier, and he comes up to the Land Rover water fence. So keep an eye on this. We will get back to Beau very shortly, but this is our first rider coming through, and he has chosen to take the long route, which can be a sensible decision to do when your score is very valuable for the team points. So he approaches part B and comes into the water and has to kick and push his horse up into the boathouse. And just sadly, his horse has just said, I just don't know what you're asking me to do, so Libussa has just shown the horse the fence, which is taking up valuable time, but he reapproaches now, as you can see on the big screen. And he gets up through it this time and will approach part C. So he has picked up those 20 penalties, a second 20 penalty. So we go back to Beau from the Netherlands and Smokey. And so far as we can see, they are clear over fences 1 and 2. And we will give you some updates very soon. We're just waiting for our fence stewards to give us an update on how they're getting on over fences 3 to 7. So we have an update. He is clear up to fence 7 and 8, which is fantastic news for our Dutch rider, carrying forward a great score, 38.2 after dressage.
Vi väntar alltså på rapporten från hinderdomaren vid vattenkomplexet, eftersom då ryttaren gjorde en liten extra ridning in i huset där. Jag tror i och för sig inte att det var något fel med det, men vi får återkomma. Däremot så har vi då Beau Posthumus från Holland ute på Smokey. Felfri till och med hinder nummer 7. Nu ser vi honom komma ut ur skogen.
So Libussa is coming to fence 21. That water splash there by the red house. And he is so he's made light work of that third water question here today, and he's making his way back up into sight very soon.
Så har vi Beau inne här på arenan, ska hoppa kombinationen då 10A till C. Det gick ju alldeles utmärkt för föregående ryttare, ser väldigt säkert och trevligt ut. Jajamensan, inga som helst problem.
Yes, some great riding there by Beau for Team Netherlands, coming through the complex here at fence 10, A, B and C in the main arena. So now, and she makes her way onto fence 11. That watermill fence gives that great scope. And coming back into sight is our first rider for Team Germany. This is Libussa, and he is coming to this castle complex where they have to jump up the mound, up to the top to another fence. And he comes through that and now jumps the second last fence. And now coming to the last of potato boxes is our first rider on the course for Germany. Yes, jumps that very nicely, and he is home.
Vi har släppt ut den tredje ryttaren på banan också för Frankrike, Julie Simonet på Sursum Cord Or.
So we have some news in there for Smokey and Beau Posthumus. They are clear through fences 13, 14, 15A. So our new starter is well on their way, and they are clear over fences 1, 2, 3, 4A, B. And this is our rider, Julia Simonet for France, and she's riding Circumcord Or. This is a beautiful 15-year-old bay gelding by Yarland Summer Song, out of a dam by Prince Igor. And they come to join us on a score of 30.4. So
Det går bra för Beau där ute på banan. Han passerar till och med hinder nummer 17. Beau som är 20 år gammal. Han är bland annat varit tredje placerad i tyska mästerskapet tidigare i år.
So, our Dutch rider, Beau Posthumus and Smokey, coming down through fences 17 and 18, making their way to fence 19 now. And this is what we're calling the church fence, up to a gate. Oh no, excuse me, no, I'm a fence behind. This is now the water. And this is, we're calling this the Red House Splash, where they have to jump a fence in the water, which some horses do find quite difficult. But Beau and her beautiful horse Smokey made that look very easy and are making the way home towards the last section of this course. So we will be seeing Simonet from France coming back into sight very shortly. There she is, down the bottom right-hand corner, flying through the course at the moment, clear all the way, coming up to fence 9, this fly fence, the ditch in front. And Julie's had some great form over the last couple of years. And in the juniors, she was a European champion in 2018. She was second in the European Championships in 2016 as a junior, and then third in the European Championships in 2017 and 18. And then she was the junior French champion in 2018. She has a great relationship with this horse. And as you can see, she's coming now into fence 10, A, B, and C. Let's see what this French champion can do.
Beau ska alldeles strax ta sig an den sista svårigheten på banan, hinder 22. Och det är ju alltså det här upphoppet i trappan och sen den flygande mattan bakom.
Yes, Julia made that combination at 10 look very good. Even though the horse did lose a back leg, it still jumped perfectly. And through the finish is our Dutch rider, Beau Posthumus. Well, looks like a lovely clear all the way in a time of 8 minutes 29 seconds. So that's our first clear round, ladies and gentlemen. And it shows that this course designed by Eric Winters can be done. So massive congratulations to the Dutch team. I see them all here in front of us, very happy. So that's one down, 3 more to go for the Dutch, and we will see what brings.
Felfri runda på hinder alltså för Beau och det holländska laget. Tiden 8.29 ger 11,6 tidsfel. Stannar på 49,8 efter terrängen.
So Julia Simonet from France is clear all the way so far up to fence 13. Fence 13 is a big vertical on the mound going away from us towards the main house and over across the road to fence 14 and 15A. As she comes to that water, she does that perfectly through part A and B, takes the direct route, and yes, over that lovely corner by the side of the tree in part C. So yes, our French rider catching up with their Dutch rider who's just been around, clear all the way up to fence 16. So our next starter is for Switzerland, and this is Ladina Amman, and she rides Flight Show. This is a 9-year-old bay mare, so a young horse at this level, but so far from what we're seeing, is showing great class and great skill to tackle the first 3 fences.
Det går riktigt bra där ute alltså för Julie och Susan Cordor. Felfria till och med hinder nummer 18 och bara flyger fram på skärmen här som vi ser framför oss. Och vi har även släppt iväg då Ladina Amman för Schweiz på Flight Show.
So we have some disappointing news there for Switzerland. As one of our team riders, she has had 2 refusals and has decided to retire from this competition. So unfortunately that is a retirement for Ladina Amman and Flight Show. So coming towards the very end of this course now, it is for France. This is Julia Simonet and this beautiful horse. So some court or, and she's clear over fence 19, making her way towards us now to tackle.
Tyvärr då som sagt så försvann alltså Flight Show med sin ryttarinna Ladina Amman vid hinder nummer 4. Däremot så går det väldigt bra för Julie som bara har den sista svårigheten kvar på banan.
So yes, our French rider coming to fence 21 and is clear so far, and she'll be making her way to fence 22. This is the Castle Mound combination there, just behind the big screen. So as she approaches now, she still has plenty of pace coming into this three-car combination. This one then steps up well, jumps well up the top, swings right-handed to come back down, and now coming down to the straw cart. Jumps the second last fence with great style and is galloping down to the last fence. So ladies and gentlemen, this looks like our second clear, and it is across the line. Beautiful clear around there by our French rider Julie Simonet.
Fantastiskt runda då av Julie och tiden 8:02. The time is 8:02. So only 2 seconds over optimal time.
So yes, what a great round there from our first French rider, Julia Simonet, finishing in a great time of 8 minutes, just 2 seconds. So we have a new starter, and it is for Team Italy. It's Maria del Angelis Corvi, and she rides Bungalow Diamond Time. This is an Irish sport horse, a 15-year-old grey gelding, had a great sire try time and of expectation. And this horse is owned by Maria herself, so it's a great rider-owner combination. She pops away over fence 1 and 2 and disappears from us now for the next couple of minutes to tackle the next 4 fences.
Ute på banan då för Italien, Maria de Anglecovi. Hon rider här Bungavla Diamond Time. Och hon berättar att de har tillsammans då i år varit femte placerade i trestjärnig klass i Montebretti, Italien.
So yes, as Maria and Bungalow Diamond Time clear fence 3, we have a look at her rider profile, and you know, this horse's nickname is Bongo, and like the song Bongo la Bongo, if you want.
Maria har passerat till och med hinder nummer 4B.
So as we wait to hear from Maria, she is clear over fences 4A and B as well, making her way to fence 5A and B, that first water question. And Maria has already been to Junior Europeans. And we started 3-star competition this year, and they came 5th in Montebretti in Italy. So they are ready, as they say, so we will keep you posted on their progress, and they are clear over fence 5A and B as well, making their way to that treble combination at 6.
Inga problem ännu så länge alltså för Maria från Italien som är ute. Hon har passerat det första vattenhindret utan problem. Och även nu hinder nummer 6A till C.
So yes, Maria for Team Italy making great strides out there at the moment. Clear over fences 6 and 7, and they'll be coming back into view very shortly to attack on then fence 8.
Maria har då passerat hinder 8 utan problem. Vi ser den alldeles strax då komma ut i skogen. Där kommer hon.
So coming back into sight now, this beautiful grey horse, you can see the grease on its knees. This is Maria de Angelis Corvi and Bungalow Diamond Time. Clear so far up to fence 8. And as Maria comes in, we see our next starter. This is for Team Ireland. This is Jim Tyrell. Jim Tyrell is riding Rock Gift. This is an Irish sport. It's a 13-year-old by the great Sam Guidam out of Rock Cult Lady. And this horse is bred by Charles O'Reilly Highland and is owned by Barbara O'Reilly Highland. And their son Max competing at the top level in show jumping as well. So it's great to see our owners still involved in the sport as Jim disappears out of sight for now to take on the next four combinations. We welcome into the main arena. This is Maria. The Angelis Corvée pops at 10A, 4 strides to Part B. So Maria jumps big over Part B, and she is allowed to take a circle before that fence 11. So it is not an ABC combination. It is numbered separately, so she will not be penalised. The only thing that can happen there is she might lose a little bit of time.
Ja, det ni såg Maria göra där är alltså tillåtet. 10A och B, de första två hindren hör ju ihop. Men sen får man alltså, om man visar tydligt, rida rakt fram och göra en volt som hon gjorde och hoppa sen då hinder nummer 11.
So Maria is clear over fences 11, 12 and 13. And will be making her way back out towards that great house belonging to the Montgomerys. So we keep an eye on Jim Tyrell, waiting to hear how he's getting on in the woodlands.
21-åriga Jim från Irland är alltså ute i skogen och galopperar just nu på sin häst Rock Gift.
So coming to fence 15 is the Land Rover. Water splash and jumps Part A fine, but looks to have just stopped at Part B. Yep. So we will see what Maria decides to do, but until we see what Maria decides to do, we will catch up with Jim Tyrell and Rock Gift, and he is clear so far over fences 4, 5, A and B, making his way up to the AB combination at 6.
Maria fick alltså också problem upp i Land Rover-huset. Och då gjorde hon som föregående ryttare att hon skrittade upp i huset bakifrån, så hästen har varit in under taket och nu provar hon alltså att rida an igen. Vi ser om det går bättre denna gången. Jajamensan.
So Maria reapproaches and she jumps it clear this time and comes up to the third combination at that corner on the left hand tree as you come out of the water, but jumps it clear, gets in deep, jumps it fine. So that's just the 20 penalties added, some valuable time penalties as well will be added when she finishes. But we catch up at Jim Tyrell for Team Ireland and Rock Gift. They are clear all the way up to fence 7. They'll be coming back into sight very soon. They should be crossing the road any second, jumping that bush fence at 8 and coming back into sight. Here he comes now, and he still has a great speed at the moment, so I don't think time will be an issue for Jim as he comes up to this flight fence at fence 9. Oh yes, fantastic jump there by Jim Tyrell over fence 9. So he comes into the main arena now to take on this combination at 10 AB. And then as we saw previously with the previous rider, they have the option to take that circle before 11. You can hear Jim talking to his horse coming into the main arena. Just let him sit up. 3 strides. Lovely. Very well ridden there by this young Irish rider Jim Tyrell as he flies through the main arena fences at 10 AB and 11.
Vi har nästa ryttare på banan då för Ryska Federation. Elisaveta Eliseva på Kharkov.
So next to join us, this is for Russia. It's our individual rider. This is Elizaveta Alesiva, and she rides Krakow. It's a beautiful 10-year-old stallion by that sire Cardinal out of a granite mare. And they join us on a dressage score of 37.5. So they are clear over fence 1. Clear over fences 1 and 2 for our Russian rider. So we'll catch up with her very shortly. But at the moment, Jim Tyrell is still flying at the moment. clear over fences 11 and 12 and 13. So as he makes his way through that water, jumps that fantastically. We're going to call that the Land Rover water. They jump that armchair into the water and then jump up through the boathouse. And then they have that skinny corner on the left-hand side, but Jim Tyrrell knows what he's doing and jumps that fantastically.
Ryska Elisaveta som precis gav sig iväg, 19 år gammal. Hon har bland annat varit rysk mästare 2020 för juniorer och 2021 för Young Ride.
So Maria De Angelis, Corby comes now down to final fence and jumps that lovely. And we don't have a score at the moment, but we will give it to you as soon as we get it in. But we know she did have that 20 penalties at the water fence at 15, so we will see how that goes for her. So unfortunately for our rider from Russia, there is a rider fall at fence 5, so that means automatic elimination. So news just in, Jim Tyrrell is clear at fence 19. So that's fantastic at the moment for Team Ireland. The first rider on the course doing so well, coming up to fence 20. That gate on top of the little hill, and then he'll swing down to the red house splash at 21. So Jim Tyrrell and Rockgift clear at fence 21. He'll be coming into view now as he So Jim Tyrrell comes to this castle combination behind the main arena there, behind the big screen. And he pops up, jumps up well, comes down the hill to the trees, coming to the second last fence, the straw cart, and at the moment, look at this time. This is 10 seconds to get home. So the first rider for Team Ireland, this is Jim Tyrrell coming to the last fence on Rock's Gift. He is over it and he is clear. What a fantastic round from this young rider, and clear. Oh, look at that for a time. Yes, that is a fantastic clear round, and look at that time, 8 minutes flat. So that sets the standard, ladies and gentlemen. It can be done. Clear round and inside the time. So that's a fantastic start for Team Ireland and everyone involved. So that will help the rest of their team now going forward.
Första dubbelnollan alltså, Jim Tyrrell från Irland och Rockgift. Felfri på hinder, felfri på tiden.
So next to go, again it is for Ireland, but this time it's our individual rider. This is Heather O'Connor. And she rides her own horse, HSH Has It All. This is an Irish sport horse, 10-year-old bay gelding by again that great eventing stallion Puissance of the Queen Allo, bred by Sean Barron and, as I said, owned by Heather herself. So she joins us on a score 37.3 after dressage yesterday. And she is clear over fences 1 and 2 so far.
Ute på banan har vi alltså nu då för Irland och rider inte för laget utan individuellt Heather O'Connor på Has It All.
So Heather O'Connor for Team Ireland and HSH Has It All clear over fences 3 and 4. So I see Mum following on carefully, so we will keep everyone updated on her progress over those 4 fences that we cannot see sadly, but we will keep you posted. She is clear over 4A and B. Making way up to fence 5A and B as well. And she is clear through fences 5A and B. That water splash, the first water of this course. And she will now be making her left-hand swinging turn to that tree trunk, down to the ditch, and back up to the tree trunk.
Ännu så länge alltså inga problem för Heather O'Connor från Irland på Hazard. Felfri. Ännu så länge till och med hinder nummer 5B.
So yes, Heather O'Connor is clear through that triple combination 6, A, B and C, and clear over 7. And will be making her way back over that road crossing to that bush fence today before she comes galloping back towards us here in the bottom right hand corner of the Lorry Park. So we'll be seeing her come flying through on this beautiful bay gelding. HSH has it all, and let's hope by a little bit Heather has it all as well. So we'll be coming into sight any second now.
Då är hon alltså felfri vid hinder 8. Då kommer hon alldeles strax ut här på, så vi ser henne. Hon kommer ur skogen alltså.
So yes, here comes Heather O'Connor flying into sight here. Clear over fence 8, that bush fence, making her way to this fly fence in front, well, just behind control tower here. And that ditch in front, and then she'll be swinging left-handed into this main arena. So our next rider to go, it will be for Team France. This is Jade Bourget. She'll ride Bimbo de Line, this 10-year-old bay mare. Rocco's fired out of a Lady de Sun mare. So she'll be joining us on a score of 32.1, but coming into the main arena, this is Heather O'Connor. Great pop over 10, A and B, just going on the 4 strides in our second ride, just to take that turn. A clever move by these young riders, just not to make those mistakes, but great jump over fence 11, galloping out of the arena, keeping up that pace, so hoping to chase that time. But looking at the time now, she's making great pace as she goes up to that watermill fence. Gives that great air, and she now will gallop down and take a left turn to jump this mound.
Då har vi släppt ut nästa ryttare på banan för Frankrike, Jade Bourget. Och Jade rider hästen Bimbo de Line.
So Heather O'Connor having a bit of a close shave there at the fence on top of the mound, but getting away with it, going clear, and she's galloping now to the avenue crossing at fence 14, so we can see her on the big screen gallop down. This horse full of jumping. This horse, the son of Puissance, is still full of running, and Puissance has a great record at this level in eventing and beyond. So Heather comes in, big jump in, hard riding up into the boathouse, gets up, and she comes out through and now takes that left turn to the corner fence. Yes, fantastic riding by this young rider, and she gallops away up the hill now towards fence 16.
Fantastiskt stort språng där alltså över spetsen för Heather O'Connor. Inga problem. Fick hålla i sig lite grann. Hästen hoppar väldigt stort.
So yes, Jade and Bimbo de Line are recent starter for France. And she is galloping away, clearing fences 4 A, B and C, 5 A and B, and making way to that fence 6 A, B and C.
Franska juniormästaren 2020, Jade, är alltså just nu precis klar med hinder nummer 5A och B.
So Heather O'Connor and HSH has it all. They certainly do have it all. They are clear at 16 and 17 and 18 A, B and C. That skinny drop to the skinny. And she is making light work of this young rider course designed by Eric Winters. And she'll be coming into sight very soon. So you can see her on the big screen jumping through the water. Double combination, not a bother, and still full of gallop.
Fin runda alltså för Heather O'Connor ännu så länge. Lätt igenom vattnet där. och hindren efter vattnet också. Fin galopp i hästen fortfarande som ni ser.
So Heather O'Connor clear over fence 20, that gate on top of the mound. And she's coming down now. She'll be coming back into sight very soon. And she's keeping up that rhythm, and it's great to see so many spectators here today as the rain has stopped. And Heather is clear at 21. So now we can see her come up just to the far side of the main arena. Gallops towards us now to come up to this castle mound.
Då har vi franska Jade och Beau Posthumus ute här hos oss igen. Hon har precis klarat av hindren in i skogen och har alltså passerat till och med hinder 8 och 9 där. Nu är hon på väg in här mot arenan för att hoppa kombinationen inne på hopparenan.
So Jade Bourget flying over fence 9 in front of us here. That big fly fence and galloping up towards the arena. And this beautiful horse, Beau Posthumus, as we touch base again with the Irish rider coming to the last. Great jump over the last fence, and it looks to be another fantastic clear round from this Irish rider. Heather O'Connor and HSH has it all. Clear all the way there in a time of 8 minutes 18 seconds, but still a fantastic round.
Som ni såg då så har ju Jade lite problem här inne på arenan. Fick ett stopp där på hinder 11. Hoppade där utan problem då. Men 20 straff alltså med sig från hinder nummer 11.
So that just shows that the riders who take that circle after fence 10 A and B, it's serving them well, and unfortunately Jade's horse just didn't see it in time. Had a little run out, but she made a very quick recovery. A tight circle, turned back and popped it away, and it's clear over fence 12 to Watermill fence.
Vi har släppt iväg en intressant ryttare ut på banan, Greta Busacker för Tyskland, som har fantastiskt fina 24,1 med sig efter dressyren. Ligger på en 3:e plats efter dressyren. Och rider här hästens Gravel.
So next to go are in third position at the moment after dressage on a great score, 24.1. It is for Germany. This is Greta Busacker, and she is wearing Scramble OLD. Beautiful 10-year-old black gelding by Stravati out of the Corlander mare. This is owned by Ingrid Klimke, one of Germany's top eventing senior riders. So no doubt she will have been given clear instructions on what to do on this young rider course. So at the moment she is clear over the first 4 fences and makes her way down to the combination of 5A and B.
Ja, som ni hörde här då, Greta som precis gav sig ut på banan. Hennes mamma heter Ingrid Klimke. Hon finns med här idag och hjälper sin dotter till framgångar.
So sadly Jade Bourget just having that run out at the skinny that corner after water fence at 15. But she reapproaches, jumps it fine, and is galloping on. So Jade carries on up there to fence 16, just at the moment carrying 2 refusals, so that's a 40 penalties to be added for Jade at the moment. But she is jumping away now at 16, and we catch up now with our third place German rider at the moment, Greta, running Scramble OLD, and she is clear over 5A, B and 6A, B and C, and is clear over 7. So we'll be coming back over the road crossing very soon to that bush fence at 8. Come back into sight very shortly. So Jade Bourget is clear at fence 17, making her way up to fence 18, A, B and C.
Greta då är felfri till och med hinder nummer 7. Greta berättar ju då att hon fick tag i den här hästen för 2,5 år sedan ungefär. Och att hon tidigare år då har vunnit Sankt Georg med en annan häst i dressyr alltså. Hon har ju dessutom ett antal medaljer med sig från mästerskap tidigare.
So as we see Jade into the third and final water complex, pops in the 4 strides there, gets out and is making her way towards home, and we're going to catch up with Greta Busacker. As we know, this horse is owned by Ingrid Klimke. When she saw him 2.5 years ago, and she tried him for a climb, and then her father and I were so impressed with him, they said, right, we need to buy him, so they did. And you can see this combination flying over that fly fence at 9, coming into the main arena. So as this beautiful horse Scramble comes into fence 10A, jumps that nicely. Greta sits up, keeps her eye on the fence 11, jumps that very nicely. As she gallops away out of the arena, and it's good to see that Scramble has numerous pet names, from Scrappo to Scrabby to Mr. Nebs to G-Star and so on. So we won't get into all of them now, but she gallops out of the main arena over that watermill fence, jumps that fantastically. She'll be passing our French rider, coming back towards the very end of this course, coming up to the Castle Mound. Is Jade Bourget, still carrying those 40 penalties, but she is up over the mound, and up, and she'll be swinging her right-handed back down into sight to the penultimate fence. This straw cart in front of this beautiful summer house in the lake, jumps that lovely, and she makes her way down to the final fence here at the Young Rider European Championships in Segersjö.
Vi har släppt ut ytterligare en intressant ryttare på banan. Hästen heter Classic Rosetta och ryttaren är Thierry van Reine för Holland. De har fantastiskt fina 28,3 med sig efter dressyren och ligger på en fjärde plats.
So Greta continues on in great form, coming to this water fence at 15, the Land Rover, and it'll be coming onto your screens now very shortly as we see our French rider just come back down to halt. But as we wait for Greta to come through the Land Rover water, we welcome our other rider for the Netherlands and on this team. This is Thierry van Reine, and he joins us on a score of 28.3, currently in 4th position after dressage yesterday, and rides his beautiful 11-year-old Hanoverian mare, Classic Royetta. This is by that great sire, Royal Classic, out of a Florenstein mare. So they are clear over the first 3 fences, making their way across the road to out of 4 jumping obstacles. So we'll keep you up to date with them as soon as we get word in. And at the moment on the course as well is Greta for Germany and Scrabble OLD. And she is easing up the ground, and we can see her on the big screen here now, coming to fence 19 after clearing fence 18. And still full of gallop. Very impressive. Big dark bay horse coming into the water. Hardly breaking stride. There's 3 strides in the water there.
Greta var stormar fram där ute. Hon lekte sig igenom vattenhindret. Har bara ett fåtal hinder kvar till mål. Samtidigt då som Tyrell har hoppat till och med hinder nummer 6C utan problem.
So yeah, Greta was putting 2 strides in that final water complex and then swinging right-handed up the hill over the gate and jumping that very nicely. So she will be coming now down into sight. You can start to hear the German supporters getting behind her as she gallops towards us now to the 3rd last fence.
Då har Greta bara en svårighet kvar på banan, och det är ju alltså den här trappan som är näst sista hindret.
So as Greta comes to the 3rd lap, big jump up, big jump at the top, and the horse reaching to clear it, and jumps that very nicely. She has a very familiar style of riding, so I wonder where she gets that from. Coming to the 2nd last fence, still this horse full of galloping and full of stride. Scrabble OLD making this course look easy. Fantastic ride down to the last and across the line. I think we have a time of 8 minutes 13 seconds, so just over the time allowed. But what a fantastic ride by our German rider, who set such a fantastic dressage score yesterday, 24.1. So just those few time penalties to add for Greta.
8:13 är tiden alltså för Greta i mål. Det innebär 5,2 tidsfel. Fantastiskt fin runda i terrängen, samtidigt då som vi ser Thierry har lite problem.
So Thierry just having a little run out there at fence 11 after the combination 10AB, but represents quickly and quietly and does it nicely. So we welcome a new starter, and it is for France. This is Chiara Ottin, and she is riding Urban Legend Blues. This is a beautiful grey gelding by Cook de Medour out of a Quatard de Plat mare. They had a score of 30.2 after dressage yesterday, so So they are clear over the first 3 fences as they gallop away towards the woods and out of sight.
Thierry då, som ni såg, hade lite problem inne på arenan här nyligen. Han har ju vunnit 2-stjärnig klass tidigare i år och även varit placerad i 3-stjärniga tävlingar.
So as Thierry gallops away from us, we just have a look at some of his results, and he's had a win already this year at a CCI 2-star long, and then 2 top 10 finishes in a CCI 3-star this year, one in Jade, one in Avondis as well. So it's a combination with experience at 3-star level. So they are just picking up those 20 penalties at fence 11, but they are clear over 12, 13, 14, 15, A and B, as he now swings left-handed to the corner. At 15C, jumps out very nicely and gallops away up the hill to 16. So we're going to pick up now again with Urban Legend Blues and our French rider, another French rider, Chiara Ottin. And she's part of this team now who are sitting in 2nd place at the moment behind Team Germany, not much between them. So we will see her clear over the first 5 fences as she approaches treble combination at 6.
Det är otroligt spännande i lagtävlingen här för unga ryttarna, så att tiden kommer att bli väldigt avgörande också. Och just nu ute då för Frankrike och laget Chiara Ottin på Urban Legend Blues.
So Thierry is clear over 15 A, B and C, making his way up to 16 and 17. So we have news in that for Chiara Ottin from France is to have a refusal at 6. 6B is that ditch after that tree trunk, but she represents, clears it, and she's up over 6C and fence 7, so she's going to have to make up some time now to try and get home within the time or as close to it as possible. So she'll be coming back across the road now any second. Bush fence at 8.
Chiara alltså ett rapporterat hinderfel på hinder 6B. Hon har alltså 20 straff med sig nu när hon strax kommer ut här ur skogen.
So coming clear through fence 19 and 20 is Thierry for France, and I think he's clear also through the Red House splash at fence 21. So we're now coming towards us to take on this Castleman, the big jump up, a few strides to the jump on top.
Som ni märker, det händer en hel del i tävlingen här. Det är ganska utspritt också, stoppen som blir, så att då har ju banbyggaren verkligen lyckats. Det är inte så att det är ett hinder specifikt som är mest besvärligt, utan de här vägran som ryttarna har fått har varit ganska utspritt över banan. Och det är precis så en bandesigner vill ha det.
So coming back in the side is our French rider on this stunning grey geldings, Chiara Ottin, giving that fly fence serious scope. She gallops towards us here at control, making her way to the main arena to tackle this combination 10A and B, and then that quick fence 11 straight after. So let's see what she does here. She enters here and she gathers her horse. She jumps in big, gets the 4 strides and the 3 strides to fence 11. Very well ridden from our French rider, Chiara Ottin and Urban Legend Blues.
Vi har släppt iväg våran finska ryttare Elmo Leo på Elses Isabel.
So next to start, it is one of our Finnish team riders. This is Elmo Leo, and she is riding Elsa's Isabella. And this is a 12-year-old bay mare owned by Katrina, her mother. So she joins us on a score of 35.2. And he joins us on a score, of 35.2, as he is clear over fences 1 to 4.
Sorry to say, Chiara Ottin is leaving us at fence number 30.
So that's very disappointing to hear for our French rider. It's going so well. But sadly, just those 2 refusals at fence 13 means elimination for our rider. But we move on, and we're going to catch up with Elmo riding Elsa's Isabella. They are clear so far up to fence 4. And we look at Elmo, he's a 19-year-old 19-year-old lad who's been placed at the Nordic Championships 4th with both junior and pony classes during the same year. So a very talented young rider. And at the moment, from what we're seeing, he's doing everything correct on this beautiful horse, on this beautiful 12-year-old horse. And Elsa's Isabella, also known as Wendy, is the queen of the stable apparently. She was very smart and expects to be treated like a queen. She expresses her mind very well with her body language, so I think it's best to keep on the right side of her. So I think at the moment, Elmo is doing a very good job, and he's clear up to fence 7. And he'll be coming back into sight very shortly, so it's good to hear that.
Elmo från Tammela i Finland alltså har passerat till och med hinder nummer 7 utan inrapporterade hinderfel. Elmo och hans häst har varit fjärde placerade i trestjärnig långklass tidigare.
So as we see the bright red cap and the white sleeves of Elmo come galloping through the woods on this beautiful horse. And we're going to call her Wendy from now on. She is the queen, so you see her coming up to this big 5 fence at 9. You see a nice long stride. Fantastic jump over that. So he'll be galloping up now into the main arena to take on this combination, which we've seen some mixed ways of taking. We see the direct route a few times, but also we've seen a few riders just jump 10A and B and then do that circle to approach 11. Yes, fantastic riding and great honesty from the horse. Wendy there gets in a bit close to 10A and B, but still horse and rider keep their focus, looking forward and clear fence 11. Gallop away towards the watermill fence at 12. Gets in a bit deep to that as well, but very scoping honest horse. And always find a fifth leg to get themselves up out of the way. And he swings left-handed up to the mound, jumps that nicely, and gallops away from us now to the avenue crossing.
Vi har släppt ut för Schweiz, Michelle Durst, clearly a coolie.
So next to go it is for Switzerland. This is one of our team members who joins us on a score of 36.2. And this is Michelle Durst. And she's riding this Irish sport horse, clearly a coolie. That's a name very familiar to a lot of people in eventing. A coolie farm horse. This beautiful horse. It's only a 10-year-old bay gelding by Chacoa out of a cruising mare. As I said, joins on a score of 36.2, clear over the first 2 fences, making their way out of sight to the next 6 fences, which we cannot see sadly, but they're going at a good pace. We'll keep you updated on how they're getting on. So we're going to join Elmo again as he is coming to fence 16. He's clear over 15A and B, pops over fence 16 nicely.
Inga problem alltså ännu så länge för våran finska vän Elmo Leo har passerat till och med hinder nummer 16.
So Elmo and Wendy, they are flying at the moment, and I think they're keeping up a good pace. So they're coming into sight and they clear fence 17 as they come down to the treble combination at 18. A skinny drop to a skinny. You can just about see them now on the big screen. And he pops. Yes, lovely out over that skinny fence at the bottom, that little drop. Fence as he gallops towards us now, down to the church fence.
Ute i skogen har vi ju då Michelle Durst, clearly coolie. De har passerat till och med hinder 4 utan problem.
So Elmo and Wendy are clear through 19A and B, coming to fence 20. They'll be coming into sight very soon, so just keep an eye. Goes up that hill, pops the gate by that little summer house, and now swings right-handed. And we'll be coming back into sight to the far side of that main arena, so keep an eye out for the purple hat silk of Elmo and this very fancy little mare Wendy.
Elmo gör en fantastiskt fin runda där ute i terrängen. Han har bara sista delen kvar av banan. Har passerat 19B.
So sadly, it is a retirement for our Swiss rider Michelle Durst and clearly a coolie. So it's clearly not their day, unfortunately, but I'm sure they'll bounce back and be back at this level very soon. So we hope both horse and rider are okay, but just those two refusals at 5A has cut their journey short.
Tyvärr då alltså Michelle Durst för Schweiz får utgå vid första vattenhindret, hinder nummer 5.
So just that one horse on the course at the moment, and it is Elmo and Wendy, and they are flying, coming down to the last fence. Yes, the Queen pops it for fun and across the line. Fantastic round by our Finnish rider Elmo Leo and Elsa's Isabella.
Tiden för Elmo 8.23. 8.23 ger 9,2 tidsfel.
So yeah, just a time check there for Elmo and Wendy. They are clear all the way there in a time of 8 minutes and 23 seconds. So just 23 seconds over the given time by our course designer, but that's still a great score and a great result for this young rider.
Det är alltså bara en ryttare hittills, Jim Tyrell från Ireland, som har klarat banan felfritt på hinder och på tid. Och det är ju så, det är trixigt att klara tiden här i den här banan. Det är en riktigt lång bana och det är mycket hinder och det är ganska trixigt inne i parken.
So we just have about 8 minutes now before our next rider goes off, and our next rider will be for Italy. Leonardo Maria Fetticelli, Bellamy DHI, that great prefix from Great Britain. That is the prefix from the Woodheads, based up in Yorkshire, but sadly no representatives from Great Britain here this weekend, so we'll be seeing how Bellamy DHI does with Leonardo there at 3 o'clock when he goes off.
Ja, det är den första delen av unga ryttarklassen som har ridit sin terrängritt, och då i ledningen är Greta Busacker från Tyskland, 29,3. Julie Simonet, Frankrike, 31,2, och sen på tredje plats just nu Jim Tyrell, 34,1.
So just looking at the scores at the moment, with 12 riders gone, only one rider has made it home inside the time. That is Jim Tyrell from Ireland. So we look at the rest of the list of riders here who can get home inside that time of 8 minutes. So we will wait and see. We're still looking at the teams. It's still early days. We've had 2 riders for Germany, 2 riders for France, 2 riders for the Netherlands, and 2 riders for Switzerland, and then just 1 rider for Italy, Ireland, and the UAE and Belgium. So the competition is wide open. So our next rider is off and away, clear over the first. It is our Italian rider Leonardo Maria Faticelli, and he rides Bellamy DHI This is a 15-year-old bay gelding by Ecuador out of an Ixion mare, bred in the Netherlands and is owned by Nicola Maggioli.
Då har vi ryttare på banan igen då för Italien och laget Leonardo Maria Fraticelli på Bellamy.
So as Leonardo leaves our sight, heading towards fence 3, and I've looked down through what he's done so far, and he's been on 2 European Championships, first and third at the Italian Championships as well. So he's been to Fontainebleau and has Bargen as well. So experienced young man at this level, and he's very happy to be here and to be able to participate at this amazing event and to represent his country. I've always been very competitive with this horse. He's very happy that very happy to be here this weekend. So let's see how Leonardo and his beautiful horse Bellamy DHI can cope with this course. And like we said, there are just so we have 7 clear rounds so far in this Young Rider European Championships, and it's shaping up to be a great day. So we're tracking Leonardo now, and he's clear over fences 4A and B, making his way to fence 5A and B as well. So we'll see what he can do.
Efter 14 ryttare har vi alltså då 7 felfria på hinder och vi har bara en dubbelnolla. Och vi har ju alltså Leonardo Maria ute på banan och felfri till och med hinder nummer 5B.
So Bellamy DHI and Leonardo are clear over fences 5A, B as well, making their left-hand turn to the tree trunks with the ditch in the tree trunk again at 6A, B and C. So they should be approaching that now any second. As we look down through the list of riders to come through, your representatives from Belgium, Ireland, Norway, Ireland again, and Germany. They're the next 5 countries to be represented. We can see in the start box, it will be one of our riders from Belgium coming through. So Leonardo is clear at 6A, B and C and fence 7, and he's making his way back across the road very shortly. He'll be joining us at the bottom right-hand corner of that lorry park.
Då ska vi alldeles strax alltså se honom komma ut igen här så ifrån skogen. Det är en fantastiskt fin slinga ryttarna tar sig an där ute och det är en hel del svårigheter som ni redan har hört ute på den slingan. Jag blev lite ombedd här och förklara vad L1 och S1 betyder efter de här stjärnmarkeringarna på klasserna. Och L står alltså för tävling som innebär att man rider terrängen före hoppningen. Och S, där är det alltså tvärtom, att man rider terrängen sist.
So galloping into view now is our Italian rider Leonardo and Bellamy DHI. See the white grease on the horse's front legs just to help them get over those fences if they do get a bit close. But woof, Bellamy gave a fantastic big jump over that fly fence with the ditch in front, making the way left-handed now towards the main arena as we see this beautiful grey horse gallop away from the first fence. And this is a rider from Belgium. This is Seppa Villain. He is riding Lamparo V. It's a 10-year-old grey gelding by the Sarah Canadian River out of a Palestro mare. So this is owned by Ronald Villain as well. So as Seppa comes into the main arena, jumps a little bit scratchy over fence 10A and B, but keeps kicking, gets the 4 short strides to fence 11, but gets away with it and leaves the main arena going towards fence 12.
Såg ni alltså att Leonardo Bellamy klarade av hindren inne på arenan? Och den hästen hoppar ju väldigt stort och väl och landar ganska försiktigt på andra sidan. Det är ju en häst som tappar lite tid då naturligtvis i sprången, men å andra sidan då så rör den inte hindret. Vi har en belgisk ryttare ute på banan, Seppa Villain på Lamparo. De har passerat till och med fjärde hindret utan problem ännu så länge och på väg mot första vattenhindret.
So clear so far over the first 4 fences is our Belgian rider Seppa, and he has been competing at 3-star level this year with some top 5 placings already this season. So himself and this horse have great experience at this level. It is his last year in Young Riders too, so he'll be here to make a mark as he is clear.
Leonardos häst fortsätter att hoppa stora språng, klarar sig precis igenom Land Rovers vattenhinder utan problem.
Yeah, so Seppa clear over fences 5 AB as well, approaching the treble combination at fence 6 as we see our Italian rider Leonardo flying through the water, the Land Rover water at fence 15 and making his way up the hill through the gardens to some big hedge fences there, which we can't see behind those trees, but we get reports in that he's doing it very well. And he is clear over fences 16, making his way up to 17 as well.
Leonardo och Bellamy är felfria till och med hinder nummer 17. Samtidigt då som Seppa har passerat hinder 7 och strax kommer ut igen ifrån skogen.
So we hear Seppa is clear at fence 8, so he'll be coming back into view very shortly. And there he is on that beautiful grey horse in the red colours, galloping towards his fly fence at 9, as we see Leonardo and Bellamy DHI come to the last water fence, into the water. Ooh, bit short into the first part, but trots the strider two, gets out over the second part, and Leonardo encouraging his horse as best he can to keep going. They're nearly home as he comes towards the latter end of this course. So his screens change and we see our Belgian rider Seppa come galloping into us here at the main arena to fence 10 A and B. And in those short 3 strides to fence 11, gets a bit close to the first part, a bit close to second, keeps his eyes straight. Yes, over fence 11, good styling, great encouragement from his teammates and all the supporters from Belgium.
Då har vi släppt ut nästa ryttare på banan för Irland, Alana Kelly, Cooley Bounce. Min kollega Tom berättade för mig igår att Cooley det är ett stuteri där som föder upp ett stort antal fina hopp och fälttävlanshästar.
So our latest starter, it is another team rider for Team Ireland. This is Alana Kelly, and she's riding Cooley Bounce. Again, I don't need to mention that Cooley name. We've seen it once already here in the Young Riders, and we saw it earlier in the juniors. So this beautiful horse, Cooley Bounce, 11-year-old grey gelding, high Grange bouncer of a master him. So plenty of blood in this horse, bred by Thomas Duffin and owned by Caroline Kelly. So we'll see them now attack the first couple of fences in great style as she disappears towards the fences through the woodlands, which we cannot see sadly, but we'll keep you updated, and your mum is here watching keenly. So she's clear over fence.
Då hade vi målgång då på Leonardo och Bellamy. Inga inrapporterade hinderfel, tiden 9:15. Det kostar ju lite grann det där när hästen hoppar på det viset. Så det blir ju en hel del tidsfel, 30 för att vara exakt.
So as we see one famous prefix Cooley go out of sight, we see Leonardo and Bellamy DHI come back in, another famous prefix, and it's clear all the way there for Leonardo and Bellamy DHI in a time of 9.15. Plenty of time penalties, but still great experience to get around this Young Rider course. Clear all the way. So we're going to catch up with Seppa and Lamparo. He is clear all the way through 15 A, B and C, that Land Rover water fence, and over 16, making his way up through the garden, the hedge there at 17, and then the combination at 18 A and B. Sort of barrel downhill, left hand to another skinny. And we seems to be jumping very well at the moment. So, Cooley Bounce and Alana Kelly, they are flying at the moment. Clear all the way over fences 4A and B, 5A and B, making their way now to that treble combination at 6, which, as we all know by now, I'm not going to keep saying it, it's the tree trunk to the ditch to the tree trunk.
Seppa Villain från Belgien har ett inrapporterat hinderfel på hinder nummer 16. 20 straff där alltså.
So there's just been one refusal there at 16 for Seppa and Lamparo. So we'll keep you updated on Seppa as there's just a ground jury are just having a look at what happened there. So we will see, but we'll keep you updated now, and we wait for this Irish rider Alana Kelly to come back into sight. Yes, so we just see that poor Seppa and Lamparo have been eliminated after missing fence 16 and continued on without correction. So that's very unfortunate for our Belgian rider.
Våran belgiska ryttare har alltså blivit utesluten på hinder nummer 16. Det har blivit något problem där, om han har missat hinder eller vad det kan vara. Vi ser inte riktigt det på monitorerna här uppe hos oss.
So galloping into vision, this beautiful grey horse, Cooley Bounce, flying over that fly fence with a ditch in front. And keeping up that gallop, the horse's ears pinned back saying, right, come on, let's go. Alana encouraging her the whole way around. Encouraging him the whole way along, and he says, right, come on, let's go, Mum, as they come into the main arena. Alana's smiling, coming up to fence 10A and B. Wow, well ridden, Alana there. I think you heard the gasps from the guys up here in control, but she gets through 10A and B and over fence 11, makes her way now to the watermill fence at 12.
Vi har släppt ut på banan för Norge, Emilia Lindeman, Heinz Schillo.
And a fantastic jump there by Cooley Bounce. And Alana Kelly come up to that mound fence. Yes, gets over that nicely and gallops away from us now to the avenue crossing at fence 14. And then comes that combination at 15, the Land Rover Water. So we can see Team Ireland all glued to the screens now as we welcome our latest starter. And this is Emilia Lindeman from Norway. And she's an individual rider on a dressage score of 29.8, currently in 9th position. And she is riding Heinz Garden's Chillo. It's a beautiful Danish warm blood. 14-year-old bay gelding by Candilo. And of a Solus Landius mare. So she makes her way over the first 3 fences, no problem. And we're going to keep an eye on Alana Kelly as she flies through the water at 15, not a bother to her, jumping a chair in, jumping up through the boathouse and kicking on through the water to that left-hand corner up against the tree. So we can see her through the screen pop over 16, not even breaking strides. So far so good for the Irish, they are flying.
Inga problem genom vattnet alltså för Alana Kelly från Irland.
So clear all the way at the moment for our latest starter. This is Emily, and she is riding at Hards Garden Chilo. And she is clear up to fence 6A, B and C, flying at the moment, making great time. Also, as well is Alana Kelly. She is clear over fences 16, 17, 18, A, B and C, coming up to one of the final combinations at 19, A and B. You can see on the big screens, those 2 strides through the water over the roll tops. And she is pushing on, encouraging her horse the whole way home now. Only a few more fences to go for Alana Kelly and Team Ireland This will put Team Ireland in a very good position going into show jumping tomorrow. So
Emilia då, som är ute på banan från Norge på Heinsgårdens Kilo. Hon har ju fina placeringar sedan tidigare med den här hästen. Har varit topp 3 i såpot och även då har varit norska mästare 3 gånger tillsammans.
So coming into screen, look at this. Alana Kelly pushing Cooley Bounce the whole way along, clear over fence 20 and 21. Coming up to the last combination. I call this the castle combination where they have to gallop up the mound. As we watch her coming on, she's not breaking speed, she's pushing on. Get that big jump up. She jumps up, pushes her horse up to the top of the mound, jumps that skinny fence on the top, and will be swinging right-handed now, coming down to the penultimate fence, and she is still in full flow. Massive jump over the second last fence. So coming to the end of this young rider course is Alana Kelly for Ireland, and it's fantastic. Cooley Bounce, grey gelding across the line. What a fantastic ride from our Irish young rider, and that was vital to the score for Ireland going forward.
Då såg vi också precis Emily på ett väldigt elegant sätt ta sig an hindren inne på hoppbanan på sin fina Heinsgårdens Kilo.
So yes, a score time there for Alana Kelly, and it is 8 minutes 19 seconds. So great effort by that young Irish combination. So we move on now to Emily, who is at fence 12 and 13, and she is clear over fence 13, making her way up to the across the avenue, and then coming right-handed to the Land Rover water fence at 15 A, B and C.
Fin runda alltså för Alana Kelly från Irland på Cooley Bounce. Felfri på hindertiden 8:19 ger 7,6 tidsfel. Samtidigt då så stormar hon fram. Emilia Lindeman från Norge på Heinsgårdens Kilo. Felfri och nej, nu fick vi en rapport då att hon tyvärr har problem i Land Rover-hindret. Så ett stopp inrapporterat där från hinder 15B. Hon gör samma sak som de andra ryttarna. Hon går in och visar hästen huset och sen försöker hon alltså ridas an igen upp på Land Rover-huset. Nu ska vi se hur det går andra gången.
So our latest starter
såg ut som hon hade ganska dålig fart på hästen, men det funkade. Hon fick den igenom där på ett bra sätt. Då ska vi se att hon klarar spetsen efteråt mig. Jajamensan, flaggen föll, men hon klarade hindret.
So fence 15, that Land Rover water fence, claiming another victim there for Emily for Norway, our individual rider on Harsgarden's Chilo. Just a refusal at the second part, jumping up into the boathouse, but she is still going. So we have Zara Nielsen. She is flying now, and she's riding for Team Ireland on OLS Queen B. It's another great Irish combination. It's an individual this time. And this is an 8-year-old mare by Louis Dam, that great jumping stallion ridden by Billy Toomey, bred by Kieran O'Connors and owned by Michelle Nielsen. So Zara is clear all the way so far, up to fence 5, A and B. Queen B, I don't think we need to say much more. Queen by name, queen by nature, I'm sure, and she is clear over that treble combination at 6, A, B and C.
Då har vi alltså Zara Nielsen från Irland ute på banan på Queens B. De har passerat till och med hinder nummer 7, kommer alldeles strax ut här igen då på platå.
So as we wait for Zara to come back into shot, we're going to catch up with Emily for Norway and Harsgarden's Chilo. She comes through the final water combination, puts in an extra third stride, gets out over the second part, and she makes her way home, just still carrying those 20 penalties from 15B, that boathouse. So she continues on up the hill now to that gate fence at 20. Gets a bit closer, but still galloping. And it looks like this course is starting to take its toll on a few of the horses now, but she's still galloping on, and we have scores in that. Queen B, OLS Queen B, and Zara is flying, coming back into shot now at the bottom corner, and they are clear all the way, coming up to this 5 fence at 9 with the ditch in front. And this beautiful 8-year-old son of Louis, daughter of Louis Dam, flies over that fence and makes her way up to us here
passing control to tackle this combination at 10A and B.
Nu kommer hon då, Zara Nielsen. Hon har deltagit i 3 europeiska mästerskap tidigare, fast då med ponny.
So Zara just sitting up, coming into the main arena, keeping focused on what she needs to do. Gets a lovely shot into 10A. Gets the 4 strides to B. Keeps her focus. Lovely 3 strides to fence 11 as she makes her way out. You see the horse, she's pulling her along now, so I have a funny feeling we have another rider in contention of getting home very close to the time. So Zara goes on now, flies over the watermill fence at 12 and makes her way to fence 13. It's very upright rail on top of the mound, but so far so good for Zara and Queen Bee. Yes, very measured. But that gallops away from us now to the Avenue fence at 14. So Zara and OLS Queen Bee clear over 14. Jumping down, so watch on the screen. She comes to the little armchair, gives the horse the encouragement, plenty of encouragement coming up to part B. Gets up into the boathouse, takes a trot step, she takes this left turn. Oh, fantastic riding by this young rider. The horse drifted and she stuck her leg into the horse. Said, right, you're going over this queen, and she did. So she gallops away now up to fence 16.
Ja, där såg vi lite stark ridning av Zara Nielsen på spetsen efter vattnet. Hästen hade nästan ingen fart alls, men Zara hade bestämt att hon skulle över på andra sidan, så att det löste sig. Hittills är de felfria till och med hinder 17. Vi har en ryttare ute på banan för Tyskland, men han rider inte i lag. Ben Philip Knack rider Let's Go.
So next to go we have Ben Philip Knack for Germany. He's an individual rider. He joins on a score of 29.8, currently in 9th position after dressage yesterday. He rides Let's Go 1-2-2. I think they are going, because this chestnut gelding is flying at the moment. We're all the way to fence 6, A, B and C. That treble combination, the tree trunks, the ditch and the tree trunk again. So we'll be waiting to see him come back into sight very soon as we catch up with Zara Nielsen, who was clear so far over fence 18, A, B and C, making her way to that combination at 19. And it says this is a homebred mare. Her dam competed at the World Games Europeans with Sue Short, who is one of our coaches here this weekend at the Olympics in Athens. And in her spare time, Zara likes to ride out for Jessica Harrington, a national hunt trainer at home.
Det går bra för Zara och Queen Bee. De har passerat nu till och med hinder 20 och de har bara den sista delen av banan kvar. Samtidigt då så har vi Ben Philip och Let's Go felfria till och med hinder 8 och vi ser dem nu komma ur skogen.
So as we see Ben come into shot towards fence 9, we're just going to catch up with Zara Nielsen very quickly, because not only does she ride this, so she rides both the brother of this horse, OLS King Aragon, and his sister OLS Pixie Hollow at this level as well. So it's great for Zara to have 3 horses at this level as she comes now to the third last question in this Young Rider European Championships. And this is the Castle Mound. And she keeps her eye very focused on where she needs to go. Great big jump up, pushes up the hill, up over the fence on the top of the hill, and she'll be swinging right-handed now down the hill towards the second last fence, and Coach Sue Short making sure she can see her come home. Fantastic jump over the second last as our Irish individual rider comes to the last fence. Zara Nielsen gets a bit close, lovely jump over the last, and gets home clear all the way in a time of 8 minutes 38 seconds. So another fantastic clear for the Irish riders, and they are really setting a standard here today, ladies and gentlemen. So congratulations to everyone involved. Queensby and Zara Nielsen clear all the way. So
då får vi en rapport då att Ben har rivit ett mimhinder på 5B, alltså 11 straff får man för det. Vi har ju hinder ute på banan så går att riva. Och det har han gjort på hinder 5B. Det är ju första vattenhindret. Och alltså får han med sig 11 straff därifrån.
So catching up at Ben now, and let's go. And they've unfortunately broken a frangible pin at fence 5, so that's 11 penalties to carry on, but they are still clear at the moment up to fence 12 and 13, crossing the avenue, clear over 15A, coming up into the boathouse, big bold jump in. He trots down the little ramp to get his line for the part C, jumps out corner very nicely, and gallops up the hill now towards fence 16.
Då har vi en intressant ryttare som precis har gett sig iväg ur startfållan. Josephine Heyto från Frankrike på Victor Lili. De har med sig 29,1 straff ute i terrängen och låg på en 7:e plats efter dressyren.
So our latest starter is for France. This is our individual rider. This is Josephine Heyto, and she is riding Victor Lili. This is a 12-year-old chestnut gelding by a great sire, Castronom de Hus, out of an Aubin de Moulin mare. So this is owned and ridden by Josephine. She joins us on a dressage score of 29.1, and at the moment she is clear all the way up to fence 5A and B. So Philip and Let's Go are clear so far up to fence 17. Come to the combination 18A, B and C. And Philip has had a first place in the Nations Cup for juniors in Warwigham, second place in the 3-star in Canute, and has a silver medal at German championships and many 3-star placings. So this combination, plenty of experience at this level, and they are showing it just with that very unfortunate frangible pin of fence 5. It's a costly 11 penalties for him at the moment.
Det fortsätter att gå bra för Ben Philip och hans Let's Go ute på banan. De har passerat nu till och med hinder 20. Tyvärr har han ju 11 straff med sig då eftersom han fick ett mimhinder att utlösas på hinder 5B.
So clear all the way at the moment is Josephine for France, and Fif Dorlili, they're clear all the way now up to fence 8. And we see them galloping on this lovely chestnut horse. Nice even stride coming to this 5 fence at 9, being pushed along by a great big jump over that. So Josephina comes flying up towards us at control to come into the main arena to take on this combination 10A and B and 11. So we also have a new starter now. This is for Germany again, another individual rider. This is Paula Reinstorf, and she is riding Ira W, Hanoverian bred 9-year-old mare by Ilner out of a golden ivory mare. So plenty of blood in this pedigree, and joins us on a dressage score of 33.0.
Då hade vi målgång då på Ben Philip. Tiden 8:19 ger 7,6 tidsfel att lägga till de 11 straff han fick för den här mimhindret som utlöstes.
So Josephine jumping very big over 10A and B and sadly just not making 11, so that's 20 penalties to add. But she made a quick recovery, circle back to pop it, and now she makes her way, great big jump over 12, the watermill fence, and she then swings up to that fence 13 on the mound before she disappears out of sight.
Vi har ju också släppt ut på banan för Tyskland individuellt, hon rider inte i lag. Paula Reinstorf, Ilara heter hästen, är 9 år gammal, ett sto efter Green Bay.
So Paula Reinstorf of Germany, our individual rider, riding Ira W. So Paula has a great information sheet she gave us, and she has had a Nations Cup win with the German team in 2019 in Warwigham, and nearly had, well, has had top 10 finishes in nearly all of her competitions this year so far. The German Championship, she was in 5th and 6th place, and competing up to 2-star with her self-produced horses. So it's great to see these young riders producing the horses themselves up to this level, and she is
Josephine har haft en vägran på hinder nummer 11, alltså problem för Josephine på hinder nummer 11, som var ju här inne på arenan, det hindret ni såg här precis. Josephine då, hon är ju rutinerad tjej, hon har varit tredjeplacerad på franska mästerskapen som young rider och i år var hon fjärde placerad, förra året 3.
So sadly we see at fence, as we saw there, fence 11 for Josephine is picking up 20 penalties, but she is clear through the Land Rover water fence at 15, A, B and C, and 16. And she says this is the best team forever. Herself and Viv have a lovely relationship, and we'll see how they go for the rest of the course. And catching up with Paula from Germany and ELRW, she's telling us this is a real mare, but a bit of a fighter and very special. Can be a little bit bitchy, as she says herself, but we met by accident, and they sadly lost the horse, and this horse came in at the right time for her, and they've built a fantastic relationship since then. And we can see at the moment Paula is flying across the course, clear all the way over that combination at 6, 7, and then she's clear at 7 and 8 as well, so she'll be coming back into sight very shortly to fly over this fly fence at 9 before making that left turn towards us here at control into the main arena.
Då ser vi henne komma ut här då på platån igen. Paula Reinstorf har alltså klarat av hindren inne i skogen utan problem. Hon har passerat alltså till och med hinder 8. Där hoppade hon hinder 9 utan problem där också. Det är ju en häck där eller en palissad kan man säga, med en grav framför.
So we can see Paula and this beautiful little mare coming through. You can see her giving her push, and the mare just swishes her tail and puts her ears back in. She says, right, come on, let's go. And this combination have been together since the horse has been 5 years of age, so they know each other quite well. As Paula approaches fence 10A, gets the 4 strides, pings out over fence 11. Very well done. Great encouragement by her supporters here and all her family. And she wants to thank all of her family, supporters, trainers, and everyone else who has helped her along the way to get her to this championship level. Because it's there's no I in team, and she wants to thank everyone who's helped her, and she's very privileged to be here. So she flies through the main arena, clear over 12, that watermill fence, and making that left turn up to the mound, sits back, a massive jump from the mare, and you see that tail swishing, so she means business.
Då släpper vi ut för tyska laget och egen ridning naturligtvis. Hon vill ju gärna ta medalj själv också. Sjätteplacerad efter dressyren på 29 straff. Alina Dibowski för Tyskland, alltså Barbados, 26 rider hon idag. En vallack som är 12 år gammal.
And just across the line, there we have Josephine, our French rider, and Viv Dorlili. No, sadly picking up 40 penalties there in a time of 9 minutes 10 seconds. So that's disappointing there for Josephine, but look, to get here is an achievement in itself, so she will be happy with her horse. And now we catch up with Paula, and she is flying there through the combination at 15, through the water fence, jumps up boldly into the boat shed, out over the corner, galloping up the hill to 16, coming up to fence 17, and we can see some very enthusiastic supporters running through the fields to catch a glimpse of their rider as Paula gallops up to fence 17.
En viktig ritt alltså för Paula då, som har passerat till och med hinder 17. Har stormat fram där ute i terrängen utan problem. Samtidigt då som Alina har hoppat till och med hinder 5B, alltså första vattenhindret.
So Paula comes to that treble combination at 18, that skinny on the top, the drop down to the skinny just at the bottom of that little hill, and she makes that look very easy. She comes flying down the hill. This little mare still full of running as she comes now to fence 19. She's into the water, gets in a bit of an angle, pushes for that 2 strides through the water, the double of roll tops in the water, and is galloping up the hill now towards, coming up towards fence 22, the third last fence on this young rider course. So coming back into sight very shortly will be our latest rider. This is Alina Dibowski for Germany. She's on the German team. She had a great dressage score yesterday of 29.0, And she rides this fantastic Polish bred horse, 12-year-old Bay Gelding, Barbados 26. And she'll be coming into sight any second now, so we're just going to keep catching up with her rider. Coming towards the end of the course, clear over fence 20 and 21, coming to the Castle Mound, right behind the main screen here at the main arena. Galloping, still plenty of going has this mare. So we have all the German riders. Oh, massive jump, leaves the back leg. But the mare is quick enough to keep galloping up. Makes a bit of a peck on landing. But
Paula hade lite problem där som ni såg upp i trappen. Hästen släppte ner ett bakben, men det var fin balans hos ryttaren, så klarar de av det där. Ett hinder kvar till mål.
So looking at the time, Paula is still flying, even over the last fence. Fist pump in there. This is our first rider inside the time. What a fantastic round for our young German rider. Clear all the way there. The time of 7 minutes 56 seconds. So that's our first rider to break the 8-minute mark. So congratulations to Paula and all her team,
who she wants to keep thanking, because she said without them it would not be possible.
So now coming back into sight. Yeah, coming through the main arena was our latest rider, Alina Debroski and Barbados from Germany. And she has flown through the main arena over 10 AB and 11 and 12, and now up to the mound at 13. Leaves an arm behind to call a taxi. Doesn't need one. And she gallops away towards the avenue crossing now.
Alina flyger fram då, passerar till och med hinder nummer 13. Vi har släppt ut nästa ryttare på banan också, som är Jade Bourget från Holland på The Joker. Ekipaget har 33,5 straff med sig ut här i terrängen.
So next to join us, this is one of our Dutch team riders. Oh, so this is Jade. Excuse me there. This is Jade Walchens, and she's riding the Joker. This lovely KWPN bred gelding, 12-year-old chestnut fella, outside creator, out of a Burgraff mare, so eventing in the bloodlines. And they join us on a score of 33.5 from dressage yesterday. And at the moment she's clear over the first 3 jumping obstacles, and we will have no fear now. She'll keep up the pace and keep galloping along. And Alana and Barbados for Team Germany, they are flying at the moment through the water, the Land Rover water, 15 A, B and C, up over fence 16 and making our way up to that fence of 17. So Alina is 3/4 way through the course, coming to the combination at 18 A, B and C, that skinny drop to the skinny. And looking at Alana's CV here, in 2017 she was at the Europeans in Fontainebleau, where they won team bronze in the juniors, and she won the 3-star in Stragholm.
Jade har problem och har fått lämna banan vid hinder 5A, alltså första vattenhindret. Tyvärr då alltså Jade och The Joker har lämnat banan.
So sorry there, just been interrupted that. Sadly it is elimination there for Jade and the Joker and Team Holland. The rider is okay, so we will report to you very soon, make sure both of them are okay. But just going back to Alina now, so our only other rider on the course, and she has a great CV, as I said. She won a 3-star in Stragholm in Poland and in Denmark as well, so she has great placings at the moment, and some top 10 placings, a 4-star in Belgium and another in the Netherlands. So she is flying at the moment.
Då är det alltså så att vi har en lös häst på banan, alltså ute vid på andra sidan vägen, och det kan ju vara så att den springer hitåt, bara så att alla är medvetna om det, ser upp också, så att ni inte får en häst på er. Vi har alltså en lös häst på banan.
So coming towards the last 3 fences on this Young Rider European Championship course, it is Alina and Barbados 26, this fantastic German rider. She is flying. And she'll be coming into vision now any second, coming down the hill towards the second last, the straw cart. Great jump over that, and she just lets her horse gallop on nicely. Coming down the potato boxes at 22. Oh, fantastic jump over that fence 24 and through the finish line. Clear all the way there for Alina in a fantastic time of 7 minutes 53. So that's 2 riders in a row coming home with
just under that 8-minute mark. So that's fantastic now for the German riders. They are really starting to put the foot down now. And that clear round there from Alina will really help Team Germany stay on top of the leaderboard going into tomorrow's show jumping.
Ja, som jag berättade då så har vi en lös häst. Jag tror inte att den är infångad ännu och därför så håller vi lite grann på starten av nästa häst.
So as we've just seen, 2 German riders, one for the team and one individual, making it clear all the way inside the 8-minute mark. So just goes, so these Germans are really mean business. And when they have some of the top riders in the world helping them out, it is no surprise of them doing so well. But we move on now to our next rider. We have a few minutes, just about a minute before our next rider starts. So just have a slight delay because there was a loose horse, but he has been caught now, so that's glad to hear. Both horse and rider are okay after that little fall there for Jade and the Joker, but both horse and rider are okay, so that's good news.
Häst och ryttare mår bra alltså, så det är inga problem och hästen är infångad. Så vi kommer alldeles strax att släppa iväg häst och ryttare igen. Den fina rundan då av Alina Dibowski gjorde att hon tog täten här i klassen med 29 straff.
So as we wait for our rider to be brought forward into the start gate, let's have a quick look at the team rankings at the moment. And in the lead is Team Germany with 3 riders gone. In second place is Team France with 2 riders gone. Team Ireland really climbing up the ranks into 3rd position at the moment with their 2 riders. And in 4th is Finland, 5th Italy, 6th Netherlands, Belgium in 7th and Switzerland in 8th.
Ja, vi väntar alltså på att släppa iväg nästa ryttare som är Zazie Gardu från Frankrike.
So just looking down through all the individual rankings, we have numerous clears around. We have 8 clear rounds at the moment. With 11 clear rounds and just 3 inside the time of 8 minutes. So again we have 2 for Germany, 1 for Ireland, and then we also have a couple of the French riders just over that time allowed, but still at the moment it is Germany 1-2, France in 3rd, Belgium, Germany again in 4th, and Ireland as well. So it's getting quite close in the top 10.
Då har vi släppt ut nästa ryttare på banan så alla är uppmärksamma på att det återigen är häst ute på banan. Zazie Gardu från Frankrike på Udine, Jolimon B.
So just looking down through, there's only 1 jumping fence between the top 4 riders at the moment, so it'll make tomorrow's show jumping even more exciting. But we now move on to our next rider and welcome Zazie Gardu for Team France. And she rides Udine Jolimon Bern, this beautiful Anglo-Arab chestnut mare by Don Giovanni de Bern, joins us on a score of 30.5 after dressage and is flying at the moment. You can see those legs with the white grease, makes it even stand out that little bit more as they clear the first 2 fences in great style. So now we catch up with Zazie Gardu from Team France, and she is clear over the first 3 fences, making her way to fence 4A and B, which she clears. And now we look down through her CV, and she's had some great wins at 3-star level already this year. One in Vierano in France in 2021, and then in Paget in 2019 at CCI 3-star. And she just once again, she says this horse loves the cross country. I think from what we're seeing, she's making a great job of it at the moment, and she clears the first 4 and 5 fences in this Young Rider Championships.
Ja, som min kollega Tom berättade här så har vi alltså ryttare Zazie ute på banan som har en fint CV som hon har lämnat upp till oss här. Hon har bland annat vunnit 3-stjärnig klass i Variano i år. Vairano ska det vara. Zazie då är felfri till och med hinder nummer 7. Hon har klarat sig bra där ute i skogen och vi kommer alldeles strax att få ut henne här på platå.
So clear all the way there. At the moment we have for Zazie and Udine clear up to fence 7 and 8. And we're making her way back in the side very shortly at the bottom of the Larry Park. As we look down to our next rider, this is Hedvig Vickstrom. And he'll be riding Chiara's Charm, this 12-year-old grey mare by Cayado. But just before I go talking about Hedvig, we look at our rider coming in. This is Zazie for France, and she is flying in this beautiful little chestnut mare. There's a great big jump over that flight fence at 9, making her way up past us here in the control tower, coming into the main arena.
Ja, titta på den galoppen. Den här hästen det är en anglo-arab och det syns ju när den galopperar att det har den gjort förr.
So Zazie comes flying into the main arena, pops over 10, shortens the stride, keeps her vision straight, and she flies out over fence 11, making her way out to the watermill fence at 12.
Då har vi släppt iväg för Finland och laget. Hedvig Vickström rider Chiara's Charm.
So yes, out the start box, clear over fence 1, making his way to fence 2 is Hedvig. And he pops fence 2, very nice on this beautiful horse, Chiara's Charm. So we have Hedvig Vickstrom for Finland. And he has had some, been attending some Junior European Championships in 2019. He had some CCI 2-star wins in 2020, and also been at some CCI 3-star longs in 2020 as well. So experienced enough at this level, and he had many Finnish championship medals and international placings over the years. And Chiara loves to scratch her forehead off his back for 5 minutes after every training session. So the great relationship between this young horse and rider as they make their way out of sight to fence 4A and B.
Och som ni ser, Zazie flyger fram, klarade vattenhindret på ett alldeles utmärkt sätt. Inga problem alls för ekipaget.
So Zazie flew through the water there at 15. And this beautiful horse, Udine, and that Land Rover water jumping up into the boathouse. Flies through that up the hill now towards fence 16. Jumps that very nicely. As we can see her on the big screen, approaching fence 17.
So Zazie approaches fence 18, A, B and C. The skinny on top of the mound, the drop down to the other skinny and does that straight as an arrow. And this young horse is still full of running, the Anglo-Arab breeding, keeping the blood in her. She makes her way halfway through towards the end of this course and swings left-handed into the last water fence. Gets a bit close to the first roll top. There's 2 strides, stretches out over the second part, and it's still full of galloping. It's great to see.
Ja, det känns som om Zazie rider på tiden här. Hon flyger fram där ute på banan. Klarade av sista vattenhindret på ett utmärkt sätt.
So we're going to catch up with Hedvig now as well for Finland, and he's clear up to fence 7. And he'll be coming back into sight very soon at the bottom of that lorry park. As we keep an eye now on Zazie. She is still motoring as she comes back into sight. So she now takes that left hand, swings left-handed now towards us here at control, and we can see her come into sight before she takes on this castle mound. At fence 22.
Som ni ser då, Zazie flyger fram över banan. Svårt att tro att det kommer att bli något tidsfel här. Otroligt bra galopp i hästen. Den ligger som en rem efter backen. Nu har de bara ett hinder kvar till mål.
Yes, Zazie Gardu for France, flying at the moment, pings over the second last, gets a little bit close, but comes down to the final fence, the potato boxes. Horse's ears pricked, and she flies over the last. Fantastic.
Clear all the way there for Zazie Gardu and Udine Jamon Bern. That's a fantastic round, and we're just waiting for, oh, look at that for a time, ladies and gentlemen. Clear all the way in a time of 7 minutes, 46 seconds. So that will really help the French team keep their spot at second place at the moment.
But galloping into the arena now is Hedvig. He sits up to 10A, jumps in nicely, takes a peck on landing, gathers his horse up, keeps focused, and sadly just pushes past that skinny fence at 11.
Såg ni då att Hedvig har problem inne på arenan? Hon fick lite problem med landningen efter A-hindret, men redde upp det. Men tyvärr då ett stopp där på hinder 11. Som vi sa innan, hon flög fram, Zazie Gardu från Frankrike, landade på 07.46. Väl inom optimaltiden alltså. Vi har släppt iväg nästa häst för Schweiz, Desiree Schmidt. Fairy Tale B.
So as we see Hedvig head up towards the mound fence there at 13. Just gets over that and just needs to just regather himself now as he makes his way towards the avenue crossing at 14. So our next starter is for Switzerland. Part of the team, this is Desiree Schmidt, and she rides Fairy Tale B. This lovely KWPN 11-year-old bay mare by the Sire Roven, out of a mare by a horn, so plenty of jumping there. And this horse is also owned by Desiree herself, and they join us on a dressage score of 44.6, and she is clear up to fence number 3, and we'll keep you posted on her progress because she has gone out of sight, and we will make sure that we have all the live scoring here for you at these Young Rider European Championships at Segersjö, Overo, and it's an honour to be here. So we're just going to catch up with Hedvig as well, just like we saw at fence 11, those 20 penalties, but he's cleared through that water fence at 15 A, B and C. So it just means, it just shows that they make a little mistake, they pick themselves up and they keep going, and Hedvig clear up to fence 16 as well.
Ja, Hedvig har verkligen revanscherat sig efter stoppet på hinder 11. Hon flyger fram där ute nu. Hon har haft fina framgångar i år med den här hästen, bland annat vunnit 2-stjärnig Classic Royce och varit andra placerad i 3-stjärnig Classic 3 gånger.
So we're going to catch up with Desiree Schmidt, and she rides this beautiful horse Fairy Tale B, and she's had some good results at the Junior Swiss Championships, and she won the 3-star also in Switzerland as well. And she says to us sometimes her own fairy tale is her own fairy tale. So herself and her horse are living the fairy tale, and at the moment it's going very well as they are clear all the way up to fence 6.
Tyvärr då så har Hedvig fått problem på hinder 17 och lämnar banan där. Tyvärr alltså problem för Hedvig Vickstrom på hinder nummer 17. Och det är ju räcket inne i trädgården vid herrgården. Både ryttare och häst mår bra. Hon föll alltså av sin häst där, Hedvig Vickstrom, men båda mår bra och står på benen.
So sad news for Hedvig. She sadly parted company with her lovely horse, Chiara's Charm, but we are glad to, well, we are told they are both okay, so we'll move on. And we're going to catch up with Desiree Schmidt riding Fairy Tale B. And she is making some great progress now, coming up in front of us here at control, clear all the way up to fence 9, making their way into the main arena, getting great support from her teammates. And our coaches, you can hear them encouraging her along. So we come up to fence 10A. Nice pop in. Gets her line nicely. Keeps her right rein open, encouraging her horse the whole way through that combination of 10A and B and over that skinny at 11, making their way to the watermill fence at 12.
Riktigt bra ridning där alltså. Desiree Schmidt inne på banan på Fairy Tale. Och alldeles strax släpper vi ut ifrån startfållan Matilda Piovanni från Italien på Born West.
So next to go, we have for Team Italy. This is Matilda Piovanni, and she rides Born West, this 10-year-old grey gelding by Dalton van Het Linhoff out of a Kalido mare. It's owned by Matilda herself, so it's a great owner-rider combination as well. And they join us on a score of 34.4 as they make their way over the first fence, galloping up to the second. Beautiful looking grey horse. Just passing in front of us now, making a little slight right turn to the second fence. Gets in a little bit close, but gives him a super jump as she makes her way now into the forest away from us and out of sight.
Ännu så länge inga problem alltså för Desiree. Hon passerade Land Rover vattenhindret. Det var en flagga som föll där, men det har vi inte fått någon anmärkning på ännu så länge i alla fall.
So just catching up at Desiree Schmidt and Fairy Tale B. They are flying at the moment through that combination at 15, the Land Rover water, popping over the chair nicely, pushing through the water to get up to the boathouse, and flies up the hill then over fences 16, 17, 18, A, B and C. And this girl is not hanging around on Fairy Tale. Maybe her Fairy Tale will come true, and she is making up great ground as she comes to the final water fence at 19A and B, the two roll tops in the water, and she is kicking on strong. So we'll just touch base with her. She gallops up the hill now to the little gate on top of the mound by that little summer house. And we're just going to give an update on Born West and Matilda. And she is clear at the moment of fence 4A and B. And Matilda says she's delighted to be here. And thanks to the whole organising team for putting on such a fantastic event here in Segersjö, Obero, in Sweden. And a massive thank you to the Montgomery family for these fantastic facilities. So Matilda has also competed at the European Championships in Mill Street in Ireland in 2017. She was on the gold Italian Championship team in 2016 in juniors, and on the bronze Italian Championship team in 2017 in the junior section also. So this girl is a rider to watch now for her future. She makes a step up into young riders. And at the moment she is still clear so far, coming up to fence 5.
Då har vi alltså strax målgång på Desiree Schmidt. Ni ser hästen pullar ganska bra fortfarande och har bara ett hinder kvar till mål.
So coming towards the second last fence, great big jump for Desiree Schmidt and Fairy Tale B.
and she is flying down to the last fence. Big smile and a big cheer from her Swiss supporters and team as she crosses the line. A beautiful clear round the whole way in a time of 8 minutes 27 seconds. So that's a fantastic result for this Swiss team rider. So congratulations to Desiree and all her team. So coming into sight now, we have Matilda Piovanni, and she rides this beautiful horse, Born West. Super grey gelding, and he has the nose out, and years back he knows his job. Great jump over that fly fence at 9, as she swings left-handed, coming up towards us here at control, coming into the main arena. And just ask everyone, just keep an eye out for oncoming horses. We are getting towards the end, well, just over halfway through this competition, so please everyone keep their vigilance with them as we watch these fantastic riders perform over this great Eric Winter design cross-country course. So strong riding into 10A over 10B, keeps pushing a little bit short but gets over fence 11 nicely and makes her way out of the main arena towards the watermill fence at 12.
Vi har släppt ut den belgiska ryttarinnan Anne van Dyke på Cooley Earl.
So now we welcome our next rider. It is our Belgium team rider, Anne van Dyke, and she is riding Cooley Earl, yet again another Irish sport horse. This 14-year-old bay gelding by the great eventing sire Ramiro B. Out of the mare Regular Eaton. This horse bred by Michael Earls and owned by Jürgen van Dyke. So we welcome Anna to this course. She's clear over fences 1 and 2 and joins us on a dressage score of 31.1. See her just disappear from view as she goes out to the first part of the course in the woods. So we'll keep you updated on how she's getting on. She's clear over fence 3 as we now join back up again with Matilda and Born West. And they are clear all the way, coming through the Land Rover water. Big push over that corner. The flag comes down, but the most important thing is the horse's shoulders get through the flag. So it doesn't matter if the back end knocks it down. So she is clear all the way so far, galloping up the hill to fence 16.
Matilda Piovanni alltså genom Land Rover vattenhindret och även hinder 16 utan problem. Och vi har också då vår Anne från Belgien på Cooley Earl ute i skogen och hoppat till och med hinder nummer 4B.
So we're just going to have a little look at the scoreboards here, and still the team boards. Germany's still out in the lead, France in second, Ireland have climbed their way up into bronze position, with Italy in 4th, Netherlands 5th, Belgium 6th, Finland 7th and Switzerland in 8th. So now we pick up again with Matilda and Born West. They're clear all the way up, coming up to fence 16 and 17, and there seems to be great excitement around the place as Matilda goes around. And Anna van Dyke and Cooley Earl, they are flying at the moment, and Anna has had some good results in ponies in 2017. She was at the European Championships in Hungary, and she also at the European Championships in ponies in Great Britain in 2018. So she has some good experience at this level. And in 2020, she had a second place championship in Belgium in the junior section, and then her first time on a young rider championship team was in Belgium, and she finished 4th this year. So some good results, and she said this is the cutest horse of them all. So we welcome Anna now back into sight any minute as she is clear up to fence 7.
Nu såg ni då Matilda flög genom sista vattenhindret. Inga problem alltså för ekipaget. De har passerat nu till och med hinder 20.
So Born West and Matilda are flying towards home now. This is Matilda Piovanni for Team Italy.
They are clear all the way at the moment. And she comes now to the second last fence, or excuse me, to the third last fence. This is the Castle Mound. And she is still kicking on, saying, right, come back here now, Born West. We have a few more jumps to go. Great big jump up. 2 strides up over the little fence on top of the mound, swinging left, right-handed, back down towards the second last fence. Just draw a card. Jumps that fantastically and makes her way towards the finish. So I'm sure there'll be a big cheer for Matilda as she jumps the last and crosses the line. Clear all the way there for Matilda Piovanni and Born West.
Tiden då för Matilda i mål 8:19 ger 7,6 tidsfel.
So, coming past us here in control, it is Anna van Dyke and this beautiful horse, Kunler, lovely big horse. So she comes to fence 10, big jump into 10-8. Oh, she's a bit short going to be, but this honest horse, Kunler, says, right, come on, hold on, Anna, I'll get you over it. So she does a circle, which she's entitled to do to get to fence 11. Jumps it nicely and makes her way out of the main arena. An encouraging cheer from her teammates and all her supporters from Belgium as she exits the arena towards fence 12, the watermill fence at 12. So, making the way to the start box. This is another well recognized prefix in Ireland. This is Tullibard's Now or Never and Brian Kunler. So they'll be starting now in a matter of minutes. So at the moment, so just that one horse on the course at the moment, and it is Kunler. So we're going to watch her now as she makes her way to the Avenue crossing at 14 before swinging right-handed down to the Land Rover Water. So Kunler, really big horse. By Ramiro B, swinging right-handed now down towards this Land Rover Water at 15. So Anna just slows her horse down, pops over the chair, plenty of encouragement through the water, gets the jump up into the boathouse, trots down the ramp, and asks her horse a canter as they come into this corner. And just sadly not enough impulsion then for Anna and Cooley Earl, but she's going to reapproach now. So as she does, she gets over, just knocks that flag again. So the fence stewards will be having a look at that, but we'll keep you posted on that one.
Problem alltså vid spetsen efter vattenhindret, Land Rover vattenhindret för Anne och Cool Early. 20 straff får de med sig nu då ifrån det hindret på sin fortsatta runda runt i terrängen. Då har vi nästa ryttare ut på banan för Irland, Brian Kunler. Thank you. Tullibard's Now or Never.
So next to go is our second last Irish rider of the day, and this is Brian Kunler, and he sets off on Tullibard's Now or Never. This lovely 11-year-old bay gelding Irish sport horse by Desire capitalist, and a thoroughbred out of a Pistolet Blue mare. So plenty of blood with this horse, and he did a test yesterday, 40.0. So they'll be happy enough with that now as Brian makes his way up to the second fence. Lovely big striding horse, very rangy jump over that second fence, so he disappears out of sight for the time being. We'll be sure to keep you all updated on his progress over the next couple of fences.
Då ser vi alltså Anne och Cooley Earl genom sista vattenhindret utan problem. De har ju tyvärr ett stopp med sig från förra vattenhindret.
So Anne van Dyke comes towards the latter end of this course on Cooley Earl, and she's clear to that last water, double roll tops in the water, and she makes her way up the hill. She'll be coming back into sight very soon, and here she comes now, and she'll be making her way to the Castle Mound. Oh, I'm a little bit ahead of myself, but no. She gallops on through that fourth last fence, and now she comes back into sight at the back end of the main arena, coming towards the Castle Mound. You can see all her Belgium supporters making their way towards the finish to cheer her home on her lovely big bay horse, Kunler. At the moment, we have Tullibard's Now or Never, Brian Kunler flying at the moment. They're clear over fences 3, 4A and B, approaching fence 5A and B.
Ja, vi får skärpa upp oss lite nu för alldeles strax ut på banan släpper vi första svenskan, Alice Andersen.
So coming now down the hill to the second last fence. This is Anna van Dyke and Cooley Earl. Hops over the straw cart nicely, gives the horse plenty of encouragement. Coming to the last fence. This is your Belgium team rider, Anna van Dyke. Pops over the potato cart fence at 24 and across the line. So news just in, sadly for Brian Kunler and Tullibard's Now or Never, they do break a frangible pin at 5A, but still clear with just those 11 penalties to carry forward, and clear at fence 6A, B and C, and clear over fence 7, so he'll be making his way back towards the road crossing to that bush fence at 8 in the trees, and then he'll be coming back into view very shortly. And
apparently Brian would rather be sitting in a tractor at the moment, but he has a job to do here, and he's doing it quite well, so I'm sure Brian will be flying into sight any second now. And Brian has had some he's 5th place in the 3-star long at Barocco Winter Tour in 2020, and then he had a top 15 3-star finish in Ballindennis in the autumn in 2020 as well. So he's a good rider to keep an eye on, and later on in the afternoon we will see his sister Jennifer compete in the same competition.
Alldeles strax då ut på banan, svenska Alice Andersen rider här pappa Jons Lavendel. Lavendel är ett 16-årigt sto efter Lavirko Alpenfürst, uppfödd av Anders Karlsson och ägs alltså av pappa Jon.
So flying into sight now, and fantastic jump over fence 9, that fly fence with the ditch in front is Brian Kunle and Tullibard's Now or Never. So he's just asking Tullibard's Now or Never just to come back a little bit. A very blood horse, so he's a bit strong, so he comes into the main arena to this combination at 10A and B. Well ridden by Brian. The horse got a bit strong on him, but he kept him going. Got a bit close to part B of fence 10, but got out over and then pushed forward to that fence at 11. And now he makes his way to that watermill fence at 12. Fantastic big jump over that, so he'll be making his way to fence 13. Just that vertical on top of the mound, and Tullibard's Now or Never just asking for his head a bit. But Brian says, come on, you have a job to do. Keeps going nicely. Flies over the mound at 13, making his way towards the avenue crossing at 14.
Ja, då har vi Alice ute på banan och tagit sig an de första hindren här, och Alice rider ju då Lavendel som tidigare reds av pappa Jon. Alice, hon är mycket rutinerad, hon är bara 20 år gammal men är ju svensk mästarinna för unga ryttare. Hon har ridit 5 europeiska mästerskap som junior och young rider.
So coming to fence 15, the Land Rover Water is Brian Kunle and Tullibard's Now or Never. Clear over B, over A, clear over B into the boathouse, to the corner at C. Yes, jumps that nicely and pushes the horse on now up the hill there to 16. So we welcome our new starters. For the home nation, our individual rider, Alice Anderson. She's riding Lavendel. This is a 16-year-old bay mare. And this is her first time on a Swedish team, so she's very excited to be here and is very excited to prove what she can do for the team moving forward. And she's come up the ranks as well from the juniors. She was 5th at the European Championships in the juniors, and now she is making her young rider debut for Team Sweden, and she joins us on a dressage score of 41.7. So we wish Alice all the very best luck. So we're going to pick up again with Brian Kunle, and he is clear so far at the moment to fence 16, 17, making his way now to the treble combination at 18. That narrow fence on top of the mound, then the drop downhill to the other skinny. So he does that very nicely as we see him on the big screen galloping towards us.
Ja, hela familjen Andersen är ju mycket engagerad i fälttävlan. Mamma och pappa sponsrar ju fälttävlan genom R&B eventer och de unghästchampionat som de arrangerar på hösten i Sverige.
So Brian Kunle is clear through fence 19. Tullibard's Now or Never. He goes up that hill towards that little gate by that summer house at 20. So he'll now be coming downhill to fence 21 as the red house splash
And he'll be coming back into sight behind us here at the main arena before he makes his way towards the last couple of fences in this Young Rider European Championships.
Felfri då, till och med hinder nummer 8, Alice och Lavendel. Alldeles strax har vi dem ute här igen på platå. Ser vi dem?
So as Alice comes flying into sight, we're just going to pick up quickly with Brian Kunler as he comes towards the third last fence. This is the Castle Mound in Tullybards Now or Never. Still plenty of running. He's going flying into this big step up. Great jump up. Yes, up over the fence at the top of the hill, and he'll be swinging right-handed now down towards the second last fence, which is your straw cart. Fantastic horse, still full of jumping. So comes to the last fence, takes a bit of a check, jumps it nicely and across the line, giving his horse plenty of encouragement as he crossed the line. Well ridden, Brian. So just coming into the arena is our rider from Sweden, and she pops 10A, 10B, 3 strides to 11. Very well ridden.
Det här är en fantastisk liten terrängmaskin som Alice sitter på. Hästen var inte så rolig i dressyren igår. Hon var lite busig kan man säga utan att överdriva. Men nu är hon i sitt esse som vanligt när hon får ge sig an terränghindret.
So yeah, there's a clear all the way there for Brian Kunler and Tullybards Now or Never in a time of 8 minutes 11 seconds. So just those 11 seconds to add. Unfortunately, those 11 penalties for the pin, but I think that can be looked at if needs be. But so we're going to pick up again with Alice Anderson. She's clear all the way up to fence 13, making her way to the Avenue Crossing at 14 as we welcome our latest starter. This is our Russian rider, our individual rider from Russia. This is Paulina Ross, and she riding her own horse. This is her own horse by Andrei Mitin. This is Tamerlan. They join us on a score of 37.4.
Och såg ni, Alice lekte sig igenom vattenhindret, Land Rover vattenhinder. Språnget på spetsen var ju djupt imponerande. Inga problem alltså ännu så länge för ekipaget ute på banan. Vi har ju också nu då släppt iväg för Paulina Ross på Tamerlane. Svenska mästarinnan då, Alice Andersen, strömmar fram där ute i terrängen. Och jag tror att hon vill ta lite revansch igår med tanke på hur hästen var så åt inne på dressyrbanan. Som jag sa innan så båda föräldrarna är ju väldigt engagerade i sporten, har ju tävlat själva dessutom. Både mamma Ingrid och pappa Jon, men just nu så är väl deras största uppgift att stötta Alice i sin satsning framöver. Paulina är felfri till och med hinder nummer 5B. Samtidigt ser vi då Alice genom sista vattnet, inga som helst problem. En fantastisk liten terränghäst det här.
So we're going to pick up now with Alice Anderson and Lavendel, and she's clear all the way so far, coming up to fence 19A and B and over fence 20, making her way home now towards fence 21. You can hear the Swedish team get behind her as she makes her way towards the last couple of fences in this Young Rider Championships. And also on the course we have our Russian rider Paulina and Tamerlan. They are clear so far at the moment up to fence 7. So we're just going to catch up now with our local Swedish rider. And she's making great effort at this at the moment, is Alice. And she makes her way.
Då kommer hon strömmande här då mot den sista delen av banan. Hon har bara en svårighet kvar. Och det är att ta sig över den här trappen. Men det ser fantastiskt väl ut. Lavendel alltså. 16 år gammal nu har hon blivit. Det här stoet som har krigat både med pappa Jon och nu med Alice i sadeln.
So now I'm sure there's going to be a big scream now for Alice as she comes down to the second last, jumps that lovely, and is making her way to the last fence. And the crowd make all the noise necessary for a fantastic clear round there for Alice Anderson.
Då har vi pappa då springer efter där med höga knälyft. Och tiden 8.08, 3,2 tidsfel för Alice alltså. Men en jättefin runda i terrängen. Vi har släppt iväg nästa svenska ryttarinna ut på banan. Och det är Tuva Rosenkrantz som rider Kassens Coco Valentina. Hon har med sig 32,4 straff efter dressyren.
Oh yes, some lovely riding from Paulina and Tamerlane coming through the main arena at fence 10, A and B, and 11, jumping that very nicely. And Paulina, she has been placed at juniors in 2017 and making her step up to the young riders now. So she's very excited to be here. And we wish her all the very best, but I don't think she needs much luck from us because she is doing a great job on this beautiful horse, Tamerlane. She is clear over fences 12 and 13, making her way to the Avenue crossing at 14.
Då har vi alltså Tuva ute på den första delen av banan. Tuva som är 19 år gammal från Ekerö. Hästen är 11 år. Den heter Kassens Coco Valentina och är efter Constaco Calido 1. Ägs av mamma Jessica. Det här är en rutinerad tjej. Hon tog SM-silver förra året. Hon var 3 i Segersjös 2-stjärniga klass.
So our latest starter is again for the home nation. It's an individual rider. This is Tuva Rosenkrantz, and she's riding Kassens Coco Valentina, this beautiful 11-year-old bay mare by Canstaco out of a Calido mare, and she joins us on a score of 32.4 coming into cross country, and so far she is clear over the first 3 fences here at the cross country phase in Segersjö, and it's proving to be a fantastic day. A few little errors early on in the day, but we're seeing some great riding from these young riders, and their horses are answering all the questions they're being asked of. So we still have a good few more riders to go, so don't go anywhere as we get down to nitty-gritty, because at the moment we still have Germany in the lead, France in 2nd, Ireland 3rd, Italy 4th, Netherlands 5th, Finland 6th, Switzerland 7th, and Belgium 8th. Switzerland are making the way up a little bit after a rocky start, with some of their riders putting in some great clear rounds, helping their team move up a placing.
Det kan ju vara lite intressant att berätta att Tuva, hon köpte Coco osedd från en fälttävlansaktion och träffade Coco första gången här hemma i Sverige, och de har ju trivs ju verkligen tillsammans. De är ganska gröna på den här nivån, berättar hon. Det är deras 5:e start i 3-stjärnig klass. Felfri, ännu så länge då i alla fall, till hinder nummer 7. Tuva och Coco alltså. Det går bra där ute för Paulina också. Hon har bara sista delen kvar av banan.
So coming out towards the last couple of fences in this young rider European Championships is our Russian rider Paulina and Tamerlane. They are clear all the way, coming up to fence 21, and they are flying at the moment. It'll be interesting to see what her time will be. So she's coming up to the Castle Mound at 22 A and B.
Då ser vi Tuva då. Hon är på väg mot oss här. Hon har klarat de första 9 hindren alldeles strax. Och där är hon nu på väg in mot arenan här. Håller vi alla tummarna för. Hon hade ju ett fint dressyrresultat. Och nu är hon alltså på väg i härlig galopp i hästen.
So coming towards us now is our Swedish rider Tuva, and she's making a nice cut of this course so far. Clear all the way, coming into fence 10 A and B.
Lite vingel där som ni såg, men härligt ridet. Bra kämpat av Tuva och förklarade för Coco vilken väg hon skulle ta. Samtidigt då så har vi släppt ut på banan tjejen som leder efter dressyren, Annalina Schafft från Tyskland på Fairy Tale. Hon har med sig fantastiskt fina 21,5 ut i terrängen.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, we welcome our overnight leader. This is for Germany and a vital part of the German team. This is Annalina Schafft, and she rides Fairy Tale 39, a second Fairy Tale today. If this combination can come home clear inside the time, looking at the CV in 2019, she was a European champion, junior team and individual. and a German junior champion. And in 2021, already this year, she is a German young rider champion. So this young lady has started building up a very impressive CV, and I'm sure no doubt we will see her on a senior team in the next couple of years. And until 2015, Fairy Tale 39 was her mother's dressage horse, and then her grandfather kindly gave her away as a foal because she was so ugly. Apparently it was a joke, but it's not a joke now. This young lady scored a fantastic dressage score, 25 or 21.5 yesterday, and she is already clear
over the first 3 fences, so we'll keep you updated on her progress as she goes on out of sight. But we're looking at Valentina and Cassens. We're looking at Tuva, excuse me, Cassens Coco Valentina, and she is clear all the way. Oh, she's just had a refusal at the boathouse at 15B.
Som ni såg där då så tog ju Tuva alternativvägen ner i vattnet, men fick ändå problem. Hästen ville inte kliva i vattnet och då hade hon ingen styrfart upp i själva huset. Gick bättre gång nummer 2, men tyvärr då får hon ju straff med sig. Så att nu gäller det ju att hon får lite fart på hästen igen så att den får tillbaka modet. Tyvärr då så har ju ryttaren före, Paulina, lämnat banan med hinder 22.
So at the moment, our overnight leader, Annalina Schafft, is clear all the way up to fence 6 and 7, making her way back towards the road crossing before jumping that bush fence at 8 and Fairy Tale 39. So, like I said, this is our second Fairy Tale of the day, and she's making a good cut of this Eric Winter design cross-country course, and she'll be coming back into view very shortly as she
Vi har ju alltså tjejen ute på banan som leder efter dressyren. Hon har hoppat till och med hinder 7 felfritt. Sitter ju på hästen Fairy Trail.
So Tuva is making her way up to fence 16 and 17.
After that little mistake at the second part of fence 15, but she comes out of fence 18, that treble combination, the skinny, the drop to the skinny. She pops the skinny on top. Coming to fence 18, but we'll wait for her to come into sight. But now we welcome back the overnight leader, and this is Annalina Schafft and Fairy Tale 39. Great jump over fence 9, that fly fence. A little ditch in front, so she comes galloping. Lovely big long stride on this horse. It's beautiful chestnut mare. She's 14 years of age, so plenty of experience. But like we said, was a previous dressage horse. So now she comes to 10A. 4 strides, 3 to fence 11, perfectly done, well ridden.
Tyvärr då problem även på uthoppet eller det stora droppet in i parken för Tuva, så en vägran på hinder 18A.
So unfortunately Tuva has now had a 3rd refusal at fence 18 and sadly has now been eliminated. But so we're going to just keep an eye now on our overnight leader, Annalina, and this beautiful chestnut mare, Fairy Tale. And she flies away out of sight now over fence 13, making her way to the avenue crossing at 14.
Tyvärr då fortsatte problemen för Tuva, så hon fick även problem på hinder 19 och har alltså brutit tävlingen. Tyvärr. Det är ju en fantastiskt fin häst det här, så det är bara att träna vidare och komma tillbaka.
So coming to the water at 15 A, B and C, the Land Rover water. Annalina pops over part A. Jump up into the boathouse at B. Just controls her horse, sits her back. Gets nice and close to the corner. Very well ridden. And gives her horse a big pat of encouragement as they power up the hill to fence 16. This horse is still full of running, so it'll be exciting to see how she goes. So we're just going to stay with her for the next couple of minutes until our next horse starts. So we can see her very, very sharp in front over fence 16. Those front end really snapping up as she makes her way up the hill to 17.
Vi har alltså en ryttare till ute på banan och det är ju för Holland, Jens Wenderbusch, som rider Vesuvier de Aveyron.
So our latest starter, it is for the Netherlands and another vital team member of this team. And this is Bins Venderbosch, and he is riding Vesuv Davaron, and is coming on a dressage score of 34.8. But we just keep an eye on Annalina Schafft, and she's clear over fence 18 A, B and C. She's as straight as an arrow coming down that hill to the third part. That hill is skinny, not more than about 2 meters, less than 2 meters wide. So she comes left-handed now. She's in the last water fence. This double of roll tops in the water. Lovely rhythm in. 2 strides. Lovely out over the second part. Annalina still pushing her horse on up the hill to the gate by that summer house.
Holländska Binse har hoppat till och med hinder nummer 7 och det fortsätter att gå bra där ute också för den tjejen som leder efter dressyren. Hon är felfritt till och med hinder 20.
So Annalina Schafft clear over fence 20. Coming down through the red house water splash, clear through that. Now she'll come back into the main field. You can see her now, ladies and gentlemen, just at the back of the main arena, galloping past the windmill, coming through the gates, and she'll be swinging left-handed now to the Castle Mount, the third last fence on this young rider cross-country course. And look at this mare, she's still full of running. Annalina sets her horse up. Lovely big jump up, little skip, pops over the little cottage on top. Is now swinging right-handed down to the penultimate fence. This straw cart, Annalina and Fairy Tale 39. Oh, still very scopy over that fence. Makes her way down to the last fence, and guaranteed there'll be a big roar for this very popular young rider as she crosses the line clear all the way in a time of 8 minutes 4 seconds. So that will really solidify Germany's lead at the top of the team leaderboard at the moment.
Några tidsfel alltså, 8.04 vid tiden för Anna-Lena. Jag tror hon är väldigt nöjd med den där rytten. Den här hästen alltså var ju dressyrhäst åt hennes mamma ända fram till 2015. Och efter det har ju de båda haft väldigt fina framgångar som juniormästare och young rider-mästare.
So not only does that help solidify Germany's lead on the team, but it also pumps Annalina into the lead herself, finishing on a total score of 23.1, just 0.7 marks ahead of our French rider, who's just left the course, who's lying in second place overnight. This is Anouk Cantelope, riding this beautiful horse, Daniel del Imparable, and they join us on a dressage score, 23.8. So they are galloping on now, clear over the first 2 fences. This is a 13-year-old grey gelding, Bailarino, out of a Chin mare, so extremely well bred and owned by Gallop Sport France. This will be a combination that the team will be looking at.
Anna-Lena då som precis gick i mål kommer ju att bli overnight leader. Det finns ingen som kan gå om henne utan hon stannar ju på 23,1 vilket ingen annan ryttare kan klara av.
So Bins van der Bosch just coming through fence 15C and this takes the flag out, so these fence stewards will be looking at that, but at the moment it's clear, which is great news for the Netherlands team, who are currently lying in 5th position at the moment. So just as we reach the end of this young rider competition, I'm very kindly joined by our Olympic gold medalist, Juliet Kravchetsky. So Juliet, you've had some great results in your own career as well, but looking at the young riders and juniors today, what can you tell us about this competition, about your young teams?
Well, it's so exciting for them to perform at championship level, I think, and we have seen some great riding. Happy for us, especially also from the German team. And we are very happy to have European Championships again for them after not having it last year.
Yeah, it's fantastic. And the Swedish organising committee here have done such a great job. And the ground is good, the fences are good. And can you give any comments on the course itself? Anything you can comment on?
Well, we came here knowing that Eric Winter is always building a strong course, but I personally found it very fair to the riders. It certainly requires good riding, strong riding, but if you have a balanced, fit horse, and that will definitely be rewarded, and that's what we could see today. So I think it's a great course for the younger riders to develop into the next years.
Yeah, and like watching all the riders, the German riders who are really dominating at the moment, but some of the French riders, the Dutch riders, they're really coming through, and even if their horses are making mistakes, they're still pushing on, keeping their eye on the next fence. And that must be, from your point of view as a senior rider, seeing these young riders and juniors coming through, knowing that, you know, the potential is there for Team Germany to hopefully bring home some more gold medals.
Well, hopefully, yes. I mean, it's a long way to go for all of them, but I also have to say, for the ones where it didn't go quite to plan, don't give up. There's always a second chance if you keep pushing, and well, to the ones who did well today, super good and well done.
Yeah, and I think from watching like all of your team, between yourself and Ingrid helping these young riders, it's, well, we'll say it's a fair disadvantage, but I think it just goes to show that you guys are training your young riders to sort of really keep an eye on the prize, and you know, every phase, one step by one step, not thinking too much about the end result, just taking everything step by step.
Yes, that's something I very much believe in, that it's the road to the success you have to concentrate on, and first of all, you can really gain so much during a competition like this, and as we say, it's only over when it's over, so worry about your dressage again when it's Sunday evening.
Yeah, perfect. Well, look, thank you very much, Julia, for joining us, and congratulations with your team, and obviously on your gold medal in Tokyo, so thank you very much.
Jag måste berätta då att vi har haft ett fall. We have had a fall of a rider on fence 17. So we just now have stopped the rider from going out on the course. Everything is all right with the rider and the horse. Men vi har däremot då Anouk som fortfarande galopperar vidare ute på banan och har ju ett fint resultat med sig, 23,8, och han har passerat till och med hinder 13.
So yeah, sadly there is a fall there for Bins van der Bosch and Team Netherlands, but I think the horse and rider are okay, so we're just going to have a stop for the minute and just wait and see. So our other rider on the course has been asked just to pull up for a second, and that's Anouk Chapeau, our French rider who's currently in second place at the moment. So they'll be stopping for the time being, but once we know we're back on the road, we will keep you posted, so bear with us.
Då har vi alltså stoppat ryttaren som är ute på banan, och han är stoppad vid hinder 14. Alltså Anouk är stoppad vid hinder 14. Det var alltså ett fall av både häst och ryttare vid hinder 17, men allt verkar okej med ekipaget. Ja, vi har ju ryttaren Anouk alltså ute på banan och får vänta då alltså vid hinder 14 tills vi får klartecken igen från controllen att vi kan fortsätta tävlingen. Vi har inte så många hästar kvar. Jag hoppas att ni stannar kvar i publiken och hejar på de sista ryttarna. En ryttare, tjejen som är ute nu då och väntar, det är ju så att hon ligger väldigt bra till. Hon ligger på en andra plats efter dressyren med 23,8. Jag kan väl berätta lite grann då hur det ser ut individuellt än så länge. Då har vi Annalina Schafft i täten då på 23,1. Andra placerad just nu Anouk Cantelou, Frankrike, 23,8. Tredje placerad Alina Dibowski, Tyskland, 29 straff. Och 4 Greta Busacker, Tyskland, 29,3. 5 Zazie Gardu, Frankrike, 30,5. Och på sjätte plats just nu Vera Maninen, 31,2.
So we are back up and running, and our French rider currently in second place is at fence 15. Jumps to part A, jumps big into part B, the boathouse, and now swings left-handed to the corner at C. Gets a bit close, but clever horse gets out over it. And we see them gallop their way up the hill now to fence 16. That beautiful horse, Daniel, that Imparable. So our next starter will be for Finland. This is Vera Maninen, part of this Finnish team, and she joins us on a dressage score 31.2, riding this lovely bay gelding Sir Greg by Sir Gregory, out of a Royal Diamond mare. So she is about to start any second now, but we're going to keep it Anouk Cantelou for the time being, just until Vera has started, and we can see Anouk coming up the hill over fence 17, making her way to this treble combination at 18.
Fantastiskt bra alltså av Anouk att ta sig igenom Land Rover-komplexet, trots att hon alltså fick stanna vid hinder 14.
So yes, beautifully ridden by our French young rider, straight down through that combination at 18. Swinging down the hill left-handed to just double a roll tops in the water at 19. It's in a bit short. Pops in a little third stride to part B as gallops on, and just Antelope just gives the horse a little bit of a kick. So come on, we still have a little bit more work to do. And she gallops up the hill to this gate by the Sun House, a fence 20.
Då är hon alltså felfri till och med hinder nummer 20. Hon rider för en fin placering här idag eftersom hon då låg på andra plats efter en fantastiskt fin dressyruppvisning. Alldeles strax ut på banan också då för Finland, Vera Maninen på Sir Greg. Då har vi henne då på ingång här mot den sista delen av banan. Anouk Cantelou. Rider ju alltså för en fin individuell placering och vill naturligtvis göra en bra insats även för franska laget.
So Anouk Cantelou just coming to this third last fence, and she has 10 seconds to get home on Daniel de Imparable, and she knows this, so she's pushing on now to the straw cart, the second last fence, and she's pushing, coming down to the last fence. It is clear all the way for our French rider, who's currently in second, jumps the last and across the line in a time of 8 minutes 10 seconds, so just over the time allowed, but a fantastic round considering she was stopped after fence 13. So a great recovery by our French young rider, and she finishes on a total score provisionally of 27.8. So just those few little time penalties to add, but she is still within contention now. Less than one fence between our top two riders, excuse me, going into tomorrow's show jumping phase.
Fin runda alltså och lite tidsfel. Tiden blev 8:10. 4 straff får hon för det. Går ändå in på, behåller sin andra plats på 27,8. Vi har då släppt iväg ut på banan för Finland, Vera Maninen på Sir Greg. Det här är en 11-årig vallack efter Sir Gregory, Royal Diamond.
So yes, making their way into the woodland there is our Finnish rider. And this is Vera Maninen. She's riding this beautiful bay gelding Sir Greg. As I said earlier, on a dressage score 31.2. She'll be looking to get a nice clear round inside the time, just to help Finland remain in that 5th position at the moment. because they are a little bit behind Italy. So if she can come home with a nice clear close to the time, it will keep them in 5th position at the moment in the teams.
Vera då, som är finsk mästare i år, har också vunnit Såpos trestjärniga tävling 2019 tillsammans med Segersjö.
So yes, Vera kindly gave us a bit more information about her CV and her previous accomplishments, and she was a winner in Sopot in 2019 in the CCI 3-star long, and then she was the Finnish champion this year in 2021, and she's had other results as well with a horse called Cobry. She was at the Junior Europeans in Ireland in 2017 and in France 2018, and then she was at the Young Rider Europeans in the Netherlands in 2019. So she's very happy with that horse Colibri, but I think this horse now she has, Sir Greg, is starting to prove himself now, and she just says he's a lovely horse and she's very excited about their future together. So she is clear all the way up to fence 7 at the moment, and she is our only horse on the course at the moment, and we'll just wait to see her come back into sight very soon.
Vera och Sir Greg har alltså hoppat till och med hinder 7 felfri.
So we are down to our last 5 riders, ladies and gentlemen, and we are seeing some fantastic rounds throughout the day from the juniors and the young riders, and it's just great to see such talent coming through. As I've mentioned before, we still keep an eye out now for our 5th class rider, and this is Vera Mananen on Sir Greg, coming up to fence 9. Clear all the way so far, just shortening up. See that big fly fence, lovely big jump over that, and this lovely horse still full of running. And as she comes towards us, we see our next rider leaving the start box, and it is for Switzerland. This is Nadja Minder, and she's riding Toblerone, a family classic whenever you drive home from the airport. But this 14-year-old bay gelding is by Jarland's Summer Song, and it's owned by Nicole Bassieux. So hopefully he's tuned in or even watching here today. But we see Nadja and Toblerone come through the main arena at fence 10 A and B and 11. Lovely jump over fence 11 as she makes her way out of the arena towards fence 12.
Fantastiskt tufft och bra ridet där, alltså Vera Manninen inne på arenan. Felfri då, till och med hinder 11.
So we'll catch up at Vera now and Sir Greg. They're clear all the way so far up to fence 12 and 13. Big jump over 13. As she makes her way to the Avenue crossing at 14 before we get to the Land Rover Water at 15.
Vi har ju också släppt ut på banan för Schweiz, Nadja Minder på Toblerone.
So Nadja and Toblerone are clear at the moment up to fence 3, making their way to fence 4. So now we watch on the big screen
as Vera Manninen and Sir Greg pops over Partey that chair. Big push, big jump up into the boathouse at Part B, turning left-handed over the corner. Yes, very nicely done by the young rider. So she'll push on now towards the gardens here, and we're going to see where Nadia is in Toblerone. She's clear so far at 4 A and B, making her way up to the combination at 5.
Fint igenom Land Rover vattenhindret där alltså, Vera Manninen och Sir Greg. Nadja är ju då fortfarande kvar ute i skogen, har precis hoppat första vattenhindret, felfri till och med hinder 5B.
So yeah, 2 horses on the course at the moment. Vera Manninen coming up to this treble combination at 18. So we'll keep an eye on the big screen as she approaches this. That skinny on the top, the big jump down from the garden wall, straight as a die over that Part C. So she's making her way downhill now to the double of roll tops in the water as we keep an eye out for Nadja and Toblerone. And she's clear over fences 5 A and B, 6 and 7. So she'll be coming back across the road to that bush fence at 8 under the trees, and back in front of us here at control. That fly fence there at 9.
Ja, lika fint igenom sista vattenhindret för Vera och Sir Greg. Hon har bara sista delen av banan kvar nu och hittills ser det otroligt stadigt och bra ut.
So Vera Mannanen and Sir Greg, they are clear over that gate by the summer house. Up at 20. So she'll be coming down towards 21. Red house and then the splash through. She's clear over that. Through the splash, and she'll be swinging left-handed now to come back into sight. Just at the field behind the main arena, making her way towards the Castle Mound. The third last ask for this combination. And yes, coming back into sight now, we have Nadia and Toblerone. They are clear so far, coming up to fence 9. Asking for a nice big jump, and she gets it. And his horse puts his head down, ears back, and says, right, come on, let's go, mum. So this is an important round now for Team Switzerland, as the last two riders have gone very well so far. So they come up now to the main arena, fence 10A and B.
Då har vi målgång på Vera och Sir Greg. Fin felfri runda på hinder. Tiden 8:16. 8:16, 6,4 tidsfel. Går in på en 13:e plats just nu.
Yes, Vera Mannanen is clear and home across the line in a time of 8 minutes and 16 seconds. So that'll be a great round now for that Finnish rider. She'll be delighted with Sir Greg, a lovely 11-year-old big gelding. So we catch up at Nadia, and she is coming now, galloping away from fence 13, making her way to the avenue crossing at 14. And as we see our next starter leave the start box, it is for Italy. This is Carolina Silvestri, and she is riding Dutchlandio Z. This is a Zanger side-bred 16-year-old chestnut gelding by Dutch Capital out of a Jasper mare, and they join us on a dressage score of 37.3 as they make their way over the first 3 fences with no problems whatsoever. We'll just keep an eye on Nadia and Toblerone. Come through the water fence at 15, the Land Rover water. Gets a bit close to that corner at part C, but does it nicely, gets away with it, and makes their way up towards fence 16.
Nadia fint igenom alltså vattenhindret, Land Rover. Kom lite nära på hörnet efteråt, men det var inga problem. Så de tuffar vidare, felfria på hinder ännu så länge. Vi har ju också släppt iväg nästa ryttare på banan för Italien, Carolina Silvestri, Dutchlandio Z.
So making the way up towards fence 17, we have Nadia Minder on Toblerone, and she has a great track record now. She was 4th at the 4-star already this year, and she was clear on all the cross-country fences. So she's very excited and quite confident coming into today's competition. And in 2018 in Fosterborough, she was 8th in the Junior Europeans, so she has a good track record at these big competitions, and she's very excited to keep going at this level.
Då kommer hon ner i sista vattenhindret, och som ni ser, inga problem där heller för ekipaget. Nadia Minder alltså tuffar vidare mot den sista delen av banan.
So Nadia Minder and Toblerone, also known as Shugeli at the stables, as he likes to smile and laugh a lot apparently, but he's not smiling. Well, he is smiling today. He's making this course look very easy as he comes now towards fence 21. Just that red house before a little splash through, before making that final left-hand turn for home, before they come into view. There she comes through the corner there into this main field. So you can see the white cap and the white sleeves pushing this horse the whole way home as she comes to the Castle Mound at 22.
Då har vi Carolina Silvestri, felfri över hinder 8. Hon kommer alldeles strax ut på platån här.
So coming into the third last fence, big jump up. Yes, a lovely jump by Toblerone over that jump on top of the mound and swings right-handed back down towards the straw cart for the penultimate fence. This is for Switzerland. So yeah, jumps the second last nicely and pushing for home.
This is Nadia Minder and Toblerone clear over the last and across the line. Super round from this young rider in a time of 7 minutes 59 seconds, so just inside the time allowed, which is fantastic riding from Nadia.
Dubbelnolla alltså för Nadia Minder. Tiden 7.59 gör att hon stannar på sina 31,9 går in på en 8:e plats.
So as one finishes, we see our third last rider, Carolina Silvestri, at 10 A and B. So clear over 10 A and B, but just missing fence 11. So doing the circle to reapproach 2:11. Jumps at second time round. I think sadly picking up those 20 penalties. But we have a look out the course now, and we watch Jarno disappear into the trees there for Belgium. This is the last team rider for Belgium, Jarno Verwimp, and he's riding Mahalia, this 9-year-old bay mare by Elvis Terpute out of a Condru mare. They joined us on a dressage score of 31.9, and at the moment the first 3 fences are clear for Jarno. So we will just keep tracking these 2 riders, these third and second last riders on this young rider European Championship course. And coming now to the Avenue crossing at 14 is Carolina, and she pops down nicely, but she now swings right-handed to the Land Rover water, so she'll come to this little chair at part A. And just having to keep her horse nice and gentle, pushing. Part B pops up into the second section. Now she just approaches this left-hand corner, gives the horse plenty of encouragement. Big jump over the corner, big pat of encouragement, great jump. A lovely horse, Dutch Dalio Z. Excuse me, for Dutch Dalio Z and Carolina.
Carolina alltså klarade av Land Rover vattenhindret utan problem, har ju tyvärr ett stopp med sig då ifrån hinder 11 här inne på arenan.
So Jarno Verwimp is clear so far up to fence 6, making his way.
Vi har en belgisk ryttare ute på banan, Jarno Verwimp, Mahalia, som har passerat till och med hinder nummer 7.
Yeah, so Jarno is clear through 6, A, B, C and 7, making their way to the bush fence within the trees there at 8. And then he'll be crossing, well, he's already crossing the road to fence 8 and making his way back into sight there, the bottom right-hand corner of the Lorry Park. As we see our last rider make their way across the course to the start gates. And we'll keep an eye on the riders on the course at the moment. So coming to fence 18 is clear through fence 18, A, B and C is Carolina and Dutch Daleo Z. And we're coming out down towards the final. Water question, double roll tops, 1-2 stride. Has to reach for that second one, but gets there in the end and is making her way towards the very latter end of this course.
Jarno då, som vi ser nu, kommer emot oss här in mot arenan. Han har ju 31,9 straff med sig, och det innebär ju att han rider han i närheten av optimaltiden så kommer han att gå in bland topp 10.
So, just coming through the main arena is our second last rider. That is Jarno Verwimp, 14 Belgium, and Malhalia. They are clear through 10, A, B and 11, making their way to the Watermill fence at 12. And our last rider is out on the course. This is Jennifer Kunler for Team Ireland, the last team rider for Ireland. She rides Polly Blue Eyes, and Jennifer's brother already completed the course earlier, so he'll have come home and given his views on the course. So Jennifer flies along now over fence 1 and 2, making her way into the trees for fence 3, and then we'll be swinging right-handed towards the next 4 fences, which we can't see sadly, but we'll keep you updated on our progress on this lovely 13-year-old mare. So she joins us on a score 29.6, and just crossing the line is our third last rider. That was Carolina Silvestri for Team Italy and Dutch De Leo Z. They sadly just picked up the 20 penalties at fence 11 here in the main arena, and they finished on a time of 9 minutes. So a bit of a costly score there for Team Italy, but they'll be happy to be home all safe and sound, and look forward to show jumping tomorrow. So just our last two riders on the course, and it is the two last team riders, one for Belgium and one for Ireland. This is Jarno Verwimp. He is making his way through the water, clear all the way over the 15 A, B and C, that Land Rover water, clear at 16, making his way up towards 17 before he swings right-handed back towards the treble combination at 18. And Jennifer Kunler on Polly Blue Eyes, clear all the way over fences 1, 2 and 3.
Ja, vi har ju 20-åriga Jarno ute då på sista delen av banan. Han är mästare, Young Rider-mästare i Belgien i år.
So Jarno clear through 18 A, B and C, straight as a die, coming down the hill to that little stile at the end. And he now swings left-handed to double roll tops in the water. Gets a little bit close to the first, pops into 3 short strides, gets out over to Part B, and kicks on out towards the very latter end of his course. And Jennifer Kunler is clear over fence 4A and B, 5A and B, and making her way to that treble combination at 6, the tree trunk to the ditch, back up then to the tree trunk. So, very bad luck for Jarno Verwimp on that highlight. Unfortunately, the horse has taken a fall, so that means elimination for the last rider for the Netherlands. So, we do hope horse and rider are okay. So, we wish them all the very best, but we'll keep you updated on them to make sure both are okay, because the horse and rider's safety is paramount here at these Europeans. But so that just leaves one rider on the course, and that is Jennifer Kunler for Ireland and Polly Blue Eyes. And they're clear the whole way up to fence 7. And they'll be making their way back over the road crossing before jumping that fence at 8, before they come back into sight at the bottom of the Lorry Park. And here she comes, not wasting any time whatsoever. Jennifer Kunler is flying, coming up to this 5 fence at 9.
Ja, vi har alltså haft ett fall på hinder 20 med Jarno, och ännu så länge så verkar allt okej med häst och ryttare. Då har vi också då sista ryttarinnan, Jennifer Kunler från Irland på Polly Blue Eyes, på väg in här på arenan.
So Jennifer Kunler flies over fence 9, coming into the main arena, and just asking her horse, Polly Blue Eyes, just sit up now as they come to fence 10, A and B. Yes, beautifully through the combination 10 A and B, and then the 3 strides of fence 11, and she makes her way out of the main arena towards the latter half of this course, coming up to fence 12. This is the watermill fence, which caused a bit of trouble earlier, but not for Jennifer. They fly over that as she makes her way to the mound at 13. Very measured up the mound, pop over that vertical on top, and makes her way now to the avenue crossing. So Jennifer will be asked to stop before fence 40. So no, we were just corrected there. Jennifer will not be stopped. She will keep going. They managed to get horse and rider to safety. So Jennifer is clear to go towards fence 14. She is over 14, coming to fence 15. Pops over the chair at 14 into the boathouse at B. So he's left-handed to the corner at C, jumps that nicely. And just a little update on Jarno, that both horse and rider are okay. So Mahalia and Jerome Jarno are okay. So just the last ride on the course now, and it is Jennifer Kunler and Polly Blue Eyes.
Det är alltså okej med häst och ryttare, alltså Jarno då som hade ett fall på hinder 20. Det är okej med häst och ryttare. Vi har en ryttare kvar ute på banan och det är alltså sista ryttaren för idag.
So just looking at Jennifer Kunler make her way up the hill towards fence 17 after jumping 16 clear. Jennifer CB is very impressive, and she was 15th in the Junior Europeans in Marsbergen in 2019, second in the three-star short in Ballindennis International last year in the autumn, and then fourth in the three-star short at Barocca Winter Tour 2020, 13th to the four-star Barocca Winter Tour 2020, one of only 3 double clears. So this young lady has plenty of talent when it comes to cross-country, and is a very fun show jumper as well, and spends a lot of the winter months and the summer show jumping as well as eventing. So it'll be great to see Jennifer tomorrow now, but we'll concentrate on the job at hand at the moment. Coming to the double roll tops in the water, 2 strides nicely out, and now makes her way home.
Jennifer då har ju bara sista delen kvar av banan. Hon har ju fina 29,6 med sig ut här. Det innebär ju att hon, om hon går i närheten av optimaltiden, nu går in på en 5:e plats.
So Jennifer clears the gate on top of the mound by that summer house and just pushes Polly Blue Eyes downhill and says, come on, our job's not done yet. So she comes down to the red house before the splash through. Gets over that, jumps into that water, pushes through, now swings left-handed. She'll be coming back into sight very shortly at the top right-hand corner of this main field. So we'll keep an eye out for Jennifer now. She comes flying into sight now, swinging left-handed towards the third last fence. This is the Castle Mound. She'll be looking for a big jump up to push up the hill to the jump on top of that mound. Great jump up. Pushes for those 2 strides up the hill. Now swings right-handed down towards the second last fence. This straw cart. So it's looking very good for Jennifer Kunler and Polly Blue Eyes and Team Ireland. She jumps the second last very nicely and makes her way home. Yes, a fantastic clear over the last fence for Jennifer Kunler, Team Ireland and Polly Blue Eyes. Great roar from Team Ireland here. So that puts Ireland in a very good position going to show jumping tomorrow. That was a vital round, and no better woman than Jennifer Kunle to produce the goods clear all the way there in a time of 8 minutes 25, the crucial clear round. So that makes the standings at the moment. Germany in first position, France in second, Ireland in third. They've climbed their way up the table. That just shows how tough these young riders are. Italy are in fourth, Finland fifth, Switzerland in sixth, who started in eighth. So they've climbed up, Netherlands in seventh, and Belgium in eighth. So now we look at the individual standings as well. So still out in the lead on a score of 23.1 is Annalina Schafft for Germany on that great horse Fairy Tale. In second place for France, still in second place overnight, is Anouk Canteloup and Daniel de Imparable on a score of 27.8. In bronze position at the moment, Barbados, ridden by Annalina de Boschi for Germany on 29 points. And in fourth position at the moment, again for Germany, is Greta Busacker and Scrabble OLD in a score of 29.3.
Ja, då hade vi alltså sista ryttaren i mål där på 8.25, vilket gör att hon får 10 tidsfel och hamnar på 39,6 och en 11:e individuell placering just nu. Det blir en spännande hoppning imorgon. Det skiljer inte ens ett hinder mellan 1:an och 2:an, så att jag hoppas verkligen att ni kommer tillbaka imorgon för att se den spännande banhoppningen. Vi har ju Tyskland i topp fortfarande på 81,4 och tätt följd av Frankrike på 89,5. På tredje plats och brons just nu Irland 117,1. Jag hoppas ni kommer åter imorgon. Passa på och tacka också då alla underbara funktionärer som gör det här möjligt. Utan er skulle det inte bli någon tävling. Många som jobbar i flera veckor för detta alldeles gratis. Så att tack snälla ni för att ni finns.